I think it's normal. I'm not gonna say it's
Is
abnormal.
it normal to just have one thought and one thought only? And GC's like, sometimes he doesn't think about anything. And I'm like, how? He was like,
such a man thing to say.
It's a fact though. Yes,
You are now tuned in to the greatest blood clot podcast in the world. You are welcome in advance.
okay, yeah, that needs to be
We're
turned
here
down.
for the jokes. Don't do things lazy. It's the extra brave.
Caribana creeper.
I feel like I'm playing the piano on this bitch now.
Oh, man.
Welcome back to the Extra Gravy. I'm Marlon.
I'm Scarborough Man Creeper.
Caribana creeper.
And I'm Alicia.
Yes, Marlon.
We out here.
Thank you. Thank you for putting that as a soundbite.
Yeah, I seen you sent the request. I was like, that's a good idea. That's a good
That was
idea.
good.
Oh man, that interview was hilarious.
He was so drunk.
He was?
Well, it just,
It
the way
seemed
he
like
was leaning in,
Yeah.
he seemed very, very turned.
I feel like that's him. And he's just like, that was one of those, he's doing this thing where he appeals to the youth before rollout.
Okay.
He always
Yeah,
does this,
yeah.
where he reaches out to someone that is attached to the youth. And they're very good because they make it seem very organic.
Yeah.
So he's at Starlet's after one of the New York shows, I would
yeah.
assume.
Mm-hmm.
And they had already had a whole thing with the Utopia rollout where at Starlet's they had a briefcase that said Utopia. And they're like, they tagged Drake in it and they're like, yo, you left your suitcase here. And so that was a part of the Utopia rollout. And so he shows up to Starlet's to get the briefcase. And Sidetalk came up and met up with him there. That interview, I love Sidetalk's interviews. Like
Really?
they don't
100%.
miss.
Yeah.
They don't miss. And
I need to watch them then, I guess.
it's
I've
more
never-
so New York. If
It's
you
just
love
the-
New York and
yeah.
New York energy,
Yeah.
they capture
You'll
it like
suck
so
my
authentically.
dick.
That's where Bing Bong came from, right?
Oh,
Bing Bong
really?
was Side Talk.
That Drake week shit? Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was
I love
hilarious.
how much New York
The
loves
water
Drake.
fights, the snowball fights at
Yeah.
Central Park that they just had their water fight just this weekend. So like they do a really good job. Spider Crip,
Yeah.
that Side Talk.
Yeah.
They got a lot of different vibes over there. Especially, my favorite by far is New York opening night. New York Knicks opening night.
Fuck Trae Young.
Yeah. or if the Knicks make it to the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Those are the best videos, honestly. Like, because people become characters. Like, there's certain guys that now have staple lines. Like the guy who says, "Don't you wish you came to the Knicks?" He does it every year
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
It's like Plant Guy if he were to come every year and have his
Right.
moment. Like, it's really dope.
I swear there's a Toronto version of this one. I forget what it's called. I swear it's Toronto Talk or 6th Street Talk or anyways. It's a Toronto version. And but it's so contrived, like
Because they're trying to be
trying
like
to
that.
be like New York.
Yeah.
Be like, yo, what the fuck is that? It's Toronto. You know where I'm from, doctor.
Toronto doesn't have that energy. So you
I'm
know
like-
when a man's doing that, it's like, nah, bro.
I was like, nah, it's very parody almost. It's more spoof and them just trying to like bite the formula and get Toronto hype. But there's moments that I'm just like, did you see that one lady at I don't know if it was Afro Fest. It was some festival, some Jamaican chick, and she's just going off like she was on Talk NYC or whatever it's called. But I was like, it's the same formula, but it's just weird because I'm like, that wouldn't happen here.
You know why I
You
think
know?
it strikes as a parody more too is because our slang is a parody. Like we're making fun of someone we heard.
Yeah,
But none of us actually talk like that.
It's
like
true.
we might say a 1-2 word here and there, but nobody's like all day. Like that's just a lot.
No, there are people that
There
talk
are
like
some.
that.
There are, but
they're
they
in
don't
these
know the joke.
streets.
They don't know it's a joke. They're the ones that are not in on the joke. I swear to God. Those are the mans that really were like, yeah, this is Toronto's identity, fam. Like, I'm on that, dog. Like,
Like Pressa.
yeah, like those are the mans are in it. Like, that's their life.
Yeah.
But for the most part, especially our age group, a lot of people are in on the joke whenever we do the accent. So
Yeah.
now when you're seeing it, trying to compare it to New York, where they just talk like that.
Yeah,
they're just
that's
always
how
angry.
they always sound.
They're just always angry, always energetic, always charismatic.
Yeah.
So it's so authentic. With us,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, what are you doing, fam?
But Bucks be balling. That guy is so. Yo, straight up, this shorty came over to my crib.
Yeah.
And then when the man's tried to run a fucking flex, she fully turned around and just booked on me, fam.
I've never
Like,
seen a man slang autistic. like that's great. Like
Yo.
niggas like trains, math and shit. This niggas like, I like Toronto. That's my thing. That's my special ability, Toronto.
He's so lovable.
really is.
I don't know what it is that makes him lovable, though.
No, because he's like he's it's like a Michael Scott. Like, you know, he means well with everything that he's saying. Like, he's trying to inspire people to make money. He's trying to inspire people to level up, get their drip together. Like, he's always trying to get you to level up in some way, regardless of whatever story he's telling you.
Right.
So I think people are like, yo, this guy doesn't need to do this, and he's hilarious, and still he's doing it. So
I guess that is the endearing trait.
Last season for Scarborough Shooting Stars, they had him do the home team lineup.
why isn't there a video of this?
So good.
So like,
Yeah, starting.
everybody thought that's why they hired them. They're like, yo, it's gonna be great. I was like, okay, do I have to tell him how to get like it, how to
Pronounce the
do it
names
or
and
whatever?
shit?
And they're like, yeah, just go talk to him. Just go talk to him. So everybody's like had the same reaction as you know? And so I go and I talk to him, and he was so scared. He was like, I don't know what to do in that voice.
I don't know what to do,
Yo,
fam.
real talk, I'm feeling
But
very
like,
They told me
nervous
to
at
read
this
this sheet.
moment
I don't
and-
know how to read, fam.
Yeah, it was
I
kind
don't
of like
wanna
that.
mess
And I had to
my
like, I
ways.
had to just help him. But then when he did it like not good. It was not what you guys would
Poor
think.
Tig.
Oh,
You know,
man.
it
But
was
they
not
set
what
him
you
up
guys
though.
would think.
They set him up
Yeah.
though. They didn't let him practice and shit.
Well, like they said, just go out and do you. You can add. You can like, you
That's
know,
tough. He does. See, this
like
is the thing when you do things in your
ad-libs
phone.
and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But he was literally like, number 2, Jalen Harris. Number 24.
Like he's reading announcements on the
Isaiah
speaker in high
Mike.
school.
Some people can only get into that mode
Number
when they're
13,
alone.
Khalif Young.
Because he's used to making videos by himself. It's not like he's with a group or does
Yeah.
any live performances like that. So
Oh, no.
it's tough.
But let me tell you, he was okay the second that Drake showed up and anybody of,
That
you
boy
know,
went in God mode.
had any type of popularity. He's over there like, can I get a picture? I'm just
But
like,
that's what he does, though. That's what he does. That's his sweet spot.
I was like, where
they
was
should
his
have let him
energy?
announce the
Like-
names and
I
do
was
it on
gonna
his
say,
phone.
with his phone on. He would have been so.
He would have been
comfortable.
very
that's
comfortable.
a crutch.
Yeah.
I want Bucks Ballin to do all land acknowledgements around the city.
No. That's
Yo,
sacred.
on
Pre-recorded?
behalf of the
Yo, if he wouldn't even be able to say.
The Honi Nashoni.
she knows the whole thing off top.
Yo, you know what though? I'm not gonna lie. There was a moment I was filming you when you were saying, I'm like, come on, Alicia, you should be off paper by now. I'm like, because you're
Oh.
like reading it, and
Was that her version of playing the backtrack? Like a rapper?
Because I wanted to catch your face while you were doing it, but then you had it covering your face the whole time.
Yeah,
was
because I
like,
can't really see. Because the mic covers it, you know, if I hold
Yeah,
it down
yeah.
here.
If she does
I
that off
can't,
top of her
yeah.
head, they're gonna put on the reserve next week.
Just
next
now,
week.
just now.
You might be able to go
Yeah.
to school for free.
Yeah, I love that. You know, get the little discount off of the taxes and shit.
Who wouldn't believe you? Who wouldn't believe you if you know that off top?
You see how all those dispensaries are opening up under the guise of a native dispensary?
Oh, yeah. You told us that.
Yeah, you were
Yeah,
telling us
you were
about
telling
that.
us that. Wild.
I don't know
how
why
it works
they're-
out for them.
But well, yeah, you said the benefits of why they would do that. But
Well, it's just to
Because
be
you
like,
can't do shit.
yeah, because
You
it's
can't
like,
do
oh,
anything
so
about
what?
them.
You're gonna take our land and not let us sell the weed that we, grew on
those
our
guys
land.
are always
and,
gonna find a loophole. You know how they do, man.
But then it's the people. It's not even native guys sometimes running these things. So it's just like they're
it's
just
like
using-
jerking.
That's like fucking all
It's like jerking with Filipinos
and
in the,
all
in the back.
Mexican restaurants. When was the last time you went to get some tacos and it was by authentic Mexicans or anybody
There's
of
one
color?
in Kensington. What's that place
It's all
called? Seven
fucking white
Lives.
people. It's all white men that own it.
Or no, well, Gus,
7 Lives.
I don't know.
There's one in-
Lives,
in
yeah, no,
Kensington.
5 Lives, one of them. There's a whole bunch, but there's this one called Gus Tacos. They're official, but I was like, Gus, I don't want no shit from Gus. But then I found out Gus is short for Gustavo. So I'm like, I'll buy those.
It's
ones.
Goose.
Right?
It's Goose's
It's
tacos.
No, I actually had Greek food last night. shout out to
Shout out Eva.
shout out to Eva, the Greek goddess, coming to town next week. And shout outs to Dwight Powell, the Dallas
Yes.
Oh, I like
Toronto
Dwight.
mascot.
He's so nice.
I went with Mo Ishmael. He grew up with Dwight, and Dwight treated us to some bomb Greek food on Ossington. This place called Malaka.
Okay,
Makasa?
he loves this place.
He-
I swear to you, I've driven down Ossington probably 3 times in the past 2 weeks. Dwight Powell was on the street every single
day. But that's
and
what
I'm
he
like,
was saying.
I'm like, does he live here?
He's
or-
from here.
I know he's from here, but I'm saying on that street specifically.
Oh, maybe.
That nigga 3 times in a row. When I went down to Ossington,
Yeah.
he's on the street walking up. I'm like, where is this nigga? There's got to be a bar.
Listen, I'm not trying to out him, but he's outing himself.
Yeah,
okay?
no, he's there every day.
Every day. He's on Ossington.
No, but
and
that's
he even
the
said
thing.
it
Like
to me.
he's so like low key, you know. He's chill. He's so nice.
Yo,
So
he is
that's
the
why he
sweetest
doesn't care.
human
He's
being.
not too, you know.
No, he was like, yeah, man. People are probably wondering, like, am I in this twilight zone? Because every time he's like, I wear the same shit every time I'm out here. I'm not changing.
Okay,
So
all right.
he's just
so
like, every
I'm
time
not
people
making that
see
up.
him, he's like, I'm sure they're like, wait, didn't I
The
see you
nigga's like
yesterday?
Bart Simpson, bro. I saw him 3 times and it was the same drip. I was like,
Bruh.
all right.
He's so chill. But the funny thing was, when we were eating, I turned around and looked to the back, and once again, a bunch of Tamil cooks. And like, just like
Was the food
Mexicans
bomb,
in
though?
New York or in LA or in the States in general, Mexicans are normally the ones cooking your food.
Yeah.
And in Toronto, it's Tamils, okay? And from working in the kitchen industry, those guys are the best people to work with, okay? They learn quick, they move quick, and they do the job right. And the food was the best Greek food I ever had in my life. bro.
Tamel's where it's at, huh?
I am still suffering from all the feta cheese and all that lactose
That's why you
shit.
came. He sat down and said, "Oh, my stomach hurts."
But the
And in my head, I'm like, "Damn, you must have ate cheese.
Nigga
When
got
are you
the
gonna
bubble
learn?"
guts.
the what do they call it? Spaconopita or stackapodi?
Oh yeah, it's like the little.
It's like
It's cheese inside of some type of pastry, and it's like usually triangle sometimes.
sometimes they do it in a circle. It looks like
Like a cheese patty.
well, it's just no. It's like a full windy circle. It looks like a mosquito coil or dookie. You know what I'm saying?
Every place is
I
different,
know
yeah.
the visual. I see it exactly.
But it's so good. They had
Mosquito
the
coil
lamb.
or dookie.
What else did
There's-
they have? It was so good. But
There's a place that I really want to try. When I was getting my hair done at this place called Zebra Style Bar, right beside it, they just came here from Barcelona, and so they're selling authentic Spanish food, and it was lit when we
Barcelona?
got there. I was there 11 a.m. and they had the patio open. It was a Saturday, 11 a.m. patio open, music blasted, and then they told me that the people that work there, is so freaking good. So I'd love to go and try that. So it's actually ran by people from Barcelona, actual
Barcelona.
I
Spaniards.
think I see that on Blog TO. They did a little
Oh,
something
really?
on them.
Yeah, so it's on, what is it? Not Ossington, Dundas and
Dovercourt?
Shaw, kind of.
Okay,
you know where
okay,
that gas station is?
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Dundas and Shaw, around there. It's like right there on the corner. So
Okay.
I'd love to try that one. Shout out to like the restaurants that actually have authentic people who own it and work in it.
But hey, man, I'm not gonna ever knock the Tamils that make the food because they still do it well, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And shout out to Dwight Powell for buying us dinner. And it's just a quick one.
He sounds like a little baddie
This
that
man
flew out for the first time.
right? No, because I was like, I'm not. I got wined and dined by an NBA player. What's your fly out story, nigga?
But hold on. All I wanted to say was, well, we're all chilling with his homies. They were like, "Yo, we made a track. We want to play it for you."
Dwight Powell made a track.
Yo, this man can sing. man.
Oh, okay.
Yo, he hit some false.
So he's light skinned.
Bro, I didn't say it. But this guy hit some falsettos that I was like, what? You 6'9" hitting them falsettos? I'm like, move over, Oladipo.
And he's fucking smart. He went to like Stanford or some shit
Oh,
like that.
shit.
The Ivy League, Harvard, one of those two.
Niggas got it
Smart.
all.
Shout out to you, Dwight. Team Canada's looking nice, bro.
Oh my God.
Team Canada is looking
They looking real,
nice.
real
Yo, I
nice.
heard that some of these players didn't want to play for Nick Nurse, and that's why now the team is like stacked because he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like,
time,
no.
Tea time.
So I'm like, that's why. Well, at least we got like a solid squad now by Nick Nurse.
I don't mind that. I
Yeah.
mean, who's the coaching?
I don't even know.
Should be Jerry Stackhouse, even though he's not Canadian.
I don't know. Did they even announce? Did they announce? I don't know.
I don't know.
Can't remember.
What if it's
Steve
Jay
Nash. I hope
Triano?
not. I hope it's not Steve Nash.
No.
I beg you, God.
We would have like known that it was Steve Nash, you know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to speak about him, but go ahead.
About Steve Nash?
No, Drake.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so I had a thought after I seen that video
Mm-hmm.
of the Side Talk interview. I was like, Drake is the only superstar that we have the most access to. And I'm talking about like everybody. No, like Drake is really out and about in the streets, wherever he goes. Like he just does shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
No other superstar that's at his level we have access to like that. If you see Beyonce, where are you gonna see Beyonce? At a very private party.
Yeah.
Where like are you going to see
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z will be with Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly.
But even who else is really, really big right now?
Travis Scott.
Doja. You don't see Doja nowhere.
Doja, you don't really see her.
You don't see Nicki nowhere. You don't see who else?
Well, Rihanna, you're not gonna run up on Rihanna, like,
but she is pretty
unless
out
you're in
and
Barbados.
about, though. She's pretty out and about.
She goes to
though.
her restaurants a lot.
She goes to that one restaurant. They keep catching her with the wine glass.
Yeah.
But
like the way that Rihanna has,
It's the places
but now
they
she's
go.
like, yeah, but he's like really out and about. You'll see him in the streets. You'll see him at clubs. You'll see him at parties.
Bun B's restaurant.
Yeah.
Opening. Like
They'll
yeah.
more likely just see him walking down the fucking street compared to anybody else. And we really don't have a mega superstar. You're not really going to see Bad Bunny and the other Spanish one. And so I just think it's like so wild
It's
that
only
we have
during,
so much access to him. And
Even his
It's only
home,
during
though.
rollout
he,
time.
He fully lets people use his home. Like that's so crazy what he did for that basketball team.
but yeah, even
Like,
the parties that he has at his home, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like they're just celebrity only. He really invites whoever the fuck.
He's setting himself up to be like Quincy Jones, like in terms of like relationships in the industry. He's friends with everyone for the most part, except for Pusha T, and like everyone gets along with him. Obviously, he's very charismatic. He's very funny. He's very personable. And it seems like nobody ever has a bad word to say about him, which is the other thing. Like you never hear any celebrity badmouth him. And I think a lot of that has to do with the Canadianism. you know, we're very, like we said,
He's
we're
a
very
very
polite.
likable
He's
and
a
friendly,
likable
man.
guy.
Yeah.
And I think once you give a Toronto man this type of money and this type of power, this is what's possible. I swear to you. I think
outside.
the Weeknd, I think he has the same reputation.
But
Like
the Weeknd's not outside.
no, but I just
like
mean in
Drake.
terms of like relationships in the
Being
industry.
liked.
Weeknd is outside because I remember seeing him when Kate Shinada and Forky and those niggas out every night for like 2 weeks.
That was before.
No, that was like this is like
Really?
right before the tour. He was out, him and Forky and them and Kate Shinada, they're out every night for like 2 weeks all over the world.
I haven't seen that man in
They-
years.
Trust me, he's out and about. And it's the relationships. Again, Justin Bieber, another person who's huge. Nobody really, like, for a while, obviously, growing pains, he had like bad vibes or whatever. But now nobody has a bad word to say about Bieber. And you see him with tons of people. They all love him. So I don't really see many Canadians that get to that level that don't get that type of respect, that type of vibe. Except for Tory Lanez, of course. That's, wow.
So what? A lot of people don't
really
like him
fucked
in
that
the
up.
industry.
Who?
Tory.
A lot of people do. That's the other thing.
That's what I'm saying.
They like him in the industry, but now, do they like him? It's like it's flipped, right? Like
It's hard to
when-
publicly like him. at
Yeah,
least.
when he was a good guy in the streets, majority of people liked him. I think the only people he had problems with, he had problems with Drake. They squashed it.
Travis
had
Scott?
problem with Meek. They squashed it. Had almost fought Travis Scott twice. I don't know if they squashed it, but he was. Other than that, like everyone really liked him. Everyone worked with him. He was
Yeah.
featured on like 1 billion people's songs.
Right.
He wrote for 1 million people. So
He was charming and likable. He was a little confident dude, you know?
Yeah.
You hear how his sister was saying he's super despondent in jail, though? Like, he's just to himself, quiet, depressed.
wouldn't you be, nigga?
Hell fucking yeah.
About to
I
be in
feel
jail
so
for how
bad,
long?
yo.
What, 30? What they say, 34? 32?
They really just said, sorry, buddy.
20.
JD,
Is it 20?
Jay-Z don't
Did they
work
even
with you.
give him the final? No, it said it's going to be 20. It's going to be 20 or more or something like that,
Damn.
which is unfortunate.
I mean,
I can never get over. Like, we need a 30 for 30. I can never get over that fall from grace. I'll never understand it. I'll never know what was going through his head. Like, that is, I don't know, man. I don't know. To have the world in your hand like that at a time where the world is like, the world was in disarray. And Tory Lanez was holding it together.
right.
Like, are you guys like, are you really taking that in? For about 2 weeks, Quarantine Radio held the world together.
It was the glue.
It was the glue. Dog.
Yo, free Tory, man.
Nah, chill out. Let's calm down. But, you know.
So wait, was it said that he was the guy? I still don't know. Was he the guy with the gun or not?
Allegedly.
That's what they came to the conclusion on.
Well, not allegedly. They've concluded that he was the one holding the gun. He's the one that fired the gun. Clearly in her direction.
So it wasn't homegirl?
No. Can't be homegirl if he's in jail.
I know, but I swear that's what they were saying.
well,
why would he be in jail,
his
though?
team, Tory's team, is saying that it's Kelsey, but
Now, even
Yeah.
then, he told them, he
was
said
it?
to try it for Kelsey, and they said that wouldn't be a good idea.
yeah,
His lawyers. Idiots. Idiots. Like, everything she did would have painted her as guilty because of her actions after everything happened, which is why the internet was on her ass so heavily. And we talked about her mix-up of stories and changing and leaving things out. So it's like, it wouldn't have been hard to plant reasonable doubt with her if they went that route.
Yeah.
They just didn't for whatever reason. And he let them.
Okay.
And he didn't have, once again, he doesn't have access to the things the internet has access to once he's in that position, right? Like,
So he can't be friggin' world boss in there?
fuck. I don't think he was around with enough hits long enough for that. You know what I mean? Like, I do think niggas in jail played his shit before he got in there, but I don't think he made a dreams and nightmares. You know what I mean? Where Meek goes in, you're like, Meek got a dreams and nightmares. He's good. Like, he's from Philly too. He's got somebody in there.
and at least Meek is like 6 foot, you know.
And he got arrested in his country. You know? Like, Tory's not in his own country.
Right.
I'd be terrified, nigga.
hope-
Fuck sad. Terrified. I'm shitting on myself every day.
You know, it'd be lit though if he was able to get a phone in and started like jail TikTok.
I mean,
or somebody else
you might as well-
had him featured in it.
You might as well top
Like-
5 it now.
I love jail TikTok.
Jail talk. That's Alicia's algorithm is jail fucking talk.
No, you know
Just
what's
a bunch of jail
you
niggas.
know what's so funny is that yes, sometimes. What's so funny is like I think it was last week. I have not seen jail talk in a while. Like usually I've seen it on Instagram sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And I mentioned it to GC about Jailbirds. I was like, "Have you ever watched Jailbirds?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "You want to watch it?" Because like I really loved it. And he was like, "No."
What TikTok
And
guys
I'm like,
doing,
I think I need to go down jail talk. And then the next day, I opened up my app, and the first video is fucking jail talk. I'm like,
listening.
Nah.
Listening.
That'll go a step further. They're reading our minds, bro.
yeah.
I swear to God.
They got, like, a chip.
I sat down and I thought, we should get lav mics for the pod. Like just nice lav mics. We don't have to deal with this. We could just talk
What the fuck is
freely
going on over there?
with our arms. I don't know what Matt's doing. He's shaking people.
No, but it was
podcast B. He's happy.
He was like,
He's like, yeah, fuck these mics. So I was thinking about getting lav mics, right?
Yeah.
I didn't mention a word to nobody. I go on Instagram, 5 seconds, scroll, boom, lav mics. I dropped my phone. I said, nigga, what the fuck?
Remember that clip of
Did you
that
Google
dude
it?
reading his
bought
ordering
it.
shit with that thing on? That one.
Oh, with the thing on his
He had
cheek.
the- he had one
Yeah.
of the I don't know what it's a microphone.
And he was like spelling and shit with
Yeah,
it. And
he didn't say nothing. He was just kind of saying it in his mind or saying it under his breath. And they were able to. He was able to order a pizza or order something online without saying anything.
That's a convenience. Do you think people would lean into it if that was available? and then we just stop talking to each other. We're just mutes.
Just a bunch of words just be like,
Over 1 million years, we'd probably lose our tongues and throats. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. You'd
There'd be
forget
no
how
reason
to-
for it.
You'd forget how to even talk. And
evolution would just
Yeah.
just deteriorate it.
welcome to the silent podcast.
It's just words coming up like on the screen.
Yeah, we're just still. We're just like this all the time.
And you just see the
Just
the
see-
captions.
It
What our
scrolls like
thoughts are. Yeah.
it scrolls like an emergency.
But then we have so many thoughts that, like, what if it accidentally
Oh, yeah.
displays the wrong thought?
That's my thing. It's
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
especially when you're in that position, you're like, don't think of something. You're gonna start thinking of it.
Oh my god.
Talking to women would be ridiculous.
Oh no. I mean, we already saw what Mel Gibson went through and what women want. You know what I'm saying?
Great movie.
Great movie. Ahead of
Very
its time.
underrated
Yeah.
rom-com.
Yeah, yeah.
They tried to remake it with like who was it? Sandra Bullock? Was it Sandra Bullock or some shit? Shit was horrible. Shit was horrible. They tried
No.
to
It
was what
they tried to
men
make it
want?
like yeah, it was like feminist type of
Wasn't that with
turn on it. There's
something
some
Hall?
white woman.
Gina Hall?
There's
Regina
a black
Hall?
woman?
Yeah, no, it was. I think it was Taraji P. Henson or something like that.
Taraji. It
Taraji,
was
yeah.
Taraji.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But yeah, Drake.
Oh.
What were you saying?
No, it's okay.
What were you gonna say? You had something.
Yeah, I was just wondering, are you guys able to think about just one thing at a time?
Yeah.
And not have.
Yeah.
Wow. I really do have ADHD, guys. I've self-diagnosed myself. I never have one thought at one time.
What do you, in terms of
They're
like,
stressful.
are you thinking about multiple present things at the same time, or are you thinking about things in the past, future, things
All
you
the
have to do,
things.
all of them at
All
once,
the
everything,
things.
everywhere, all
Yeah.
at once?
Yeah.
You got to start meditating. Meditating will
I have meditated, but like
You think too much while you're meditating.
How long of a period did you meditate? Not in terms of like hours or minutes, but I mean like consistently.
for like a year.
For a year? Every day?
Yeah. I was
For how-
meditating a lot because I was trying to sleep better and stuff like that.
But it didn't work?
I don't know.
It wasn't working?
Maybe, but
Did you do guided, or was it like just you by yourself?
no guided? Yeah.
And it was still
And
difficult.
it's so hard
Wow.
because I try to like focus on it, and so I always wonder. I'm just like,
Do other
is
people
this
go through this?
Yeah,
I think it's normal. I'm not
no,
going to say
no.
it's
Is it
abnormal.
normal to just have one thought and one thought only? And GC's like, sometimes he doesn't think about anything, and I'm like, how? He was like,
Such a man thing to say.
It's a fact, though.
but I'm like, how? Like, I don't think I've ever been able to just sit and just not think about anything.
Well,
Or
you-
just like
see-
watch a TV show and not have anything else going on in my mind except for whatever's happening in that show.
I'm that way too with like I can never sit and watch a movie straight, watch comedy straight, like a full special. I'm thinking of too many things in that sense. But the whole idea of ADHD, only because I've read it in the past, is that like the dude that created Ritalin needed, the whole thing in the medical industry is, create a problem, sell the solution, right? Or find the problem, sell the solution.
You were right the first time, too.
Yeah.
COVID.
There it is, right? So on his deathbed, the dude that created and developed Ritalin admitted, before he created the term ADHD and created Ritalin to fix it, they used to diagnose that symptom as boredom. So before attention deficiency disorder, it was just kids are bored.
Boredom
But
disorder.
then another thing that I heard, which was a great point, was like normally when we're put in a situation where our backs are against the wall or where we really have to figure things out, our initial responses are fight or flight, right?
Yeah.
But then when you don't have the option to flee or to fight back, you're stuck in this point where you don't know what to do with all these thoughts because you have to freaking just stay there.
You have to stay in there, yeah.
And that's where ADHD kind of develops, or like the reason why you don't know what to do in these moments, because you're like, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to, it's because you really have no choice but to sit in those thoughts. You can't actually react, go left or go right. You're just trying to sit there figuring out, what do I do in the middle? And that's where the uneasiness happens, and that's where it's just like, I don't know what to do with these thoughts because you really can't react on them.
It's
So I
got to
think,
be rooted. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I think it's just the point where like you have to either submit to one side or just like GC said, don't think about it at all.
But that's easier said than done because
Right,
I
right.
literally can't turn off my thoughts. You know, even if I try, I have tried. Okay, let's just think about one thing, and it's never that.
It's harder when you tell yourself, when you're cognizant of it too, and you're trying to tell yourself not to. We were just talking about it, not to do something. Now your brain's like, "No, do it, do it." For some reason, maybe talk to a doctor about
No,
it.
I did because I first self-diagnosed because I've been seeing a lot on social media how ADHD shows up different in girls and women than what it does in boys and men. It's
Because
not
of
always like it's advertised, promoted, whatever, as boys jumping off the walls and running
Boys
up
will
and
be
down,
boys,
can't sit
yeah.
down, like all of that stuff, right? Or that they're slow and they're like not the most intelligent. Meanwhile, for girls, it's like there's so many different levels as well. You could have ADHD and be able to be very productive at the same time, but your head is still going all over the place. And it just shows up in different things like being tired all the time or being so overwhelmed that you do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's like a long list of different things that girls and women can
I feel like
signs.
hormones play a factor with you guys a lot more too, because those can play with your mind and have you overthink situations.
Well, yeah, definitely with pregnancy and the hormones.
That too. Yeah.
And it continuing postpartum and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's been very trying these last 2 years mentally. But I did talk to my doctor after because I was thinking, I was like, okay, I've been diagnosed with anxiety and depression since I was like 19. And since I had the baby, I've been playing with different medications because nothing has been working like it has before I
Before
had
you had the
her,
baby,
right?
yeah.
I'd get a medication and I'd be like, okay, I'm cool, you know?
Now you need a
But
stronger
now
dose.
it's like it's not working and
You need
nothing
some
seems to,
meth.
and we keep like raising it and we're trying multiple and I have 2 different ones now, you know? And so I was like, what if we're not even diagnosing the right thing?
Yeah.
Because I never spoke out on ADHD because I didn't think of it,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And so, yeah, I did like the tests that they make you do. And she said it's borderline, but she feels as if we could control my anxiety, that it would help with the ADHD.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the anxiety outweighs everything else.
It will trigger overthinking and bringing in parallel thoughts and all the
Because
definitely.
anxiety goes hand in hand with ADHD.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And then depression, it gets like you eventually get depressed because you have so much anxiety and you just feel like you're not moving.
Just
you're
overwhelmed.
Stagnant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's when people fall in the hole. But ADHD and anxiety usually go hand in hand. And she said in a few months, if I feel like my medication really isn't working after taking it regularly, then we can consider going on an ADHD medication instead to see if that works. But
I suggest microdosing shrooms.
I'm not doing it.
Facts. People don't understand. Like you guys think
You'll
these
do
drugs are just a
medical-
little fun thing or like a hallucination. These things really help people, especially microdosing. Like
And
it's
think
helped a
about,
lot of
like,
my friends.
Think about LSD and what it's done for the great minds of the world that have developed Apple, that have developed so many things.
Almost everything.
Almost everything, all the greats, the
And it's
Beatles,
biblical.
from, you know, it comes from it's extracted from another mushroom.
It's
You know what I'm
biblical.
saying? Listen,
God
man,
given.
When taken sparingly to a point where you're not like hallucinating, it's one of those things. Like I always say, it's something that makes whatever needs to be dealt with come to the surface, so you could deal with it right away. Right
I have
then and
too
there.
many things to be dealt with, though.
But that's the thing. You act like you have so many things, but what it does, it filters out whatever basically comes to the surface at first glance in your mind is the thing you have to deal with first.
That will break that chain link
and
of
then you
all
can
the
deal
other
the
shit.
next time you
Yeah.
do it. Because with me, with microdosing, I always find I'm so much more decisive because I'm not thinking of anything else other than what was presented to me in that moment, and that's how it allows me to just act, because I'm the same as you. Like, I'm doing things. I have so many things on my mind, and I get so overwhelmed that I don't know what to do, and I don't end up doing anything. Like exactly what you said. But once I take shrooms, as much as it does mess with my gut, because I have gut issues already, my mind, it's so at peace and so at ease. And even when I do start to like cry or get emotional, I'm like, well, that's what I needed to deal with. That's what bubbled to the surface. That was what was waiting to be. Yeah, that was at the top of the list. So I let it happen. When people resist in those situations, they're like, oh, I'm having a bad trip. It's because they're resisting what they actually have to work on.
Yeah.
You know, so I would suggest, I know you're not into all those other things, but if you're willing to do Western medication, I would say at least try and do some naturopathic shit and just try this fungi.
Some of it, as weird as it sounds, could be diet as well. Like a lot of things that we don't realize with your gut health.
Especially with this man's gut.
Yeah, gut
There's
health.
a lot of things
it
that's going
affects
on
your
that's-
mind, bro. It affects your mind really. Like it'll leave your mind foggy and cloudy. Like
Yeah.
you'll get migraines. There's so many. There's a long list, laundry list of things that are attached to your gut health.
Yeah.
And like
even skin, like Nola has bad eczema. And
yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. You
Yeah,
know, it's so hard. You don't know what really triggers it unless
And it's even harder these days with all the information because it's too much information.
Too much information.
Because now you go online, you type in what you got, they give you 17 different ailments. You're like, what? Am I dying? Like, so it's hard to even decipher. And I feel like that's where AI is going to be very monumental and like be very positive. Is you put in your stuff, it runs your health checks, runs through your health information on your iPhone and says, this is what's going on directly. And it won't be any of the extra shit. And like even women's hormones, like you can't tell me they don't have some way to balance that by now.
No, they do. You have to like get your hormones ran, and more times than not, I guess it's better to go to a naturopath for that, and they'll be able to figure out how they can better regulate it. But you just have to go.
But
I've never
even
gone
a
to
medicine,
naturopath.
even a medicine to do that would eliminate so much things that they make money from that it's not beneficial for them to
Yeah.
That's what I'm
regulate
saying.
your hormones.
Like there's
That's why you have
Like
to
my
go
friend-
natural.
you know lion's mane. You hear how like lion's mane is such a big mushroom that
Yep.
people say it'll work wonders. That mud water is all mushroom based. There's this one I was actually just doing research on, Cordyceps militaris. It's a it's like this. It's huge in Eastern medicine. It pretty much, it's so strong and so powerful that they don't want you to buy it. It's actually minimum $2,000 for an ounce of these mushrooms. It's more than freaking cocaine and all these. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
But it's like a cure-all thing. Like they say, you take this, it'll rid you of all your eczema. They say it'll your
Clean
cancer will
your-
fucking go away when you eat this shit. But
Yeah.
they're not gonna tell you this because then people will catch on and not
Yeah.
use Western medication.
What I've been seeing on TikTok a lot is I've gotten into the electro talk, where it's people who use electricity to heal. And I think we talked about this before about that guy back in the 70s that created this wrist watch that sent electromagnetic pulses to your body, and his hair started growing back. Remember I showed you the video? He had this long, he was an old man, and his hair started growing back thick. And yesterday I was watching a video of this woman, she's a gardener, and she was using this, there's this TikTok page that teaches people how to use electricity to grow their vegetables.
Yeah.
And so they use this copper wire, they put it in the ground beside the vegetables, and it has this like frayed out, like imagine a broom if you stuck out all the sticks, like just this frayed out copper that's gathering all the electromagnetic pulses. And she shows the vegetables, bro, bigger than me. Like a cucumber the size of my leg.
Jeez.
Zucchinis, she's like, these are beautiful. They taste amazing. They're juicy. They're rich in fruit. Like she couldn't believe it.
Well, everything's water. You know what I'm saying? So you can just imagine with the electric pulses, the water.
Yeah.
how
Plus,
that
we're
all-
electricity.
Right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
so you know, at the Audi event that we were at,
Big up Audi.
GC GC was like standing looking at the thing or whatever, and some guy started talking to him, and he said that he's a sleep expert. And so he started to talk to GC about sleep, and then I eventually went over there, and I had said that Nola is very restless when she sleeps, and she'll be whatever. And he was like, does she like spin in circles? And I'm like, yeah, 1 minute she'll be up here, the next minute she'll want to be over here. And he said it's because we're constantly giving off of like static, what's it called?
Energy?
Yeah.
Kinetic energy.
Kinetic energy. But babies are too, but they're doing the exact same amount as us. And so
they don't know what to do with it.
Their body is so small, but they're giving off all this energy. So that's why they move so much. Like when we're in our sleep, we might twitch a little, whatever.
Yeah.
That's that going off. But with the babies, they have so much that it makes them move all the way. And he said to change it is basically with your sheets or your actual bed. If you do anything that's synthetic, that will make all the static a lot more. If you have natural made sheets, it will just keep it at
Neutral.
the amount of, neutral kind of. And then if you get flax sheets, that one will actually lessen it.
Dissipate. Wow. What do you want to happen though?
So if you got flax ones, you want it to at least, you want it to be at least neutral. So go for organic, like sheets and stuff, because then you are only getting the amount that your body naturally produces, right? If you want the best sleep, you get flax sheets because they will make it even less, and then that's when you'll be able to get into a deeper sleep and be more still.
I want more power.
Yeah,
just in my bed. Just,
and I was like, wow, that's crazy. Now I need to go buy some like new sheets.
That's
and stuff
wild.
like that. And he was just like, there's so many different.
That is
like,
so wild.
Yeah.
Where's the school for? I want to open a school for everything.
So
it's just called a school of everything.
Honestly, but the guy, he said that he will always talk to somebody and give information for free. He's like, if you want to buy, like, he'll give his information for free, but if you need the products, you have to pay for them. And so I can figure out what his name is in his shop. He actually sold Drake his, is it the horsehair or something mattress that he has in his house?
Horsehair?
Yeah, it's like horsehair or something
That nigga
like
sleeping on a horsehair?
Yeah. And
What
it was
kind
like,
of wealth is that?
Come on, we sleep
was it
on
like
duck
6,500?
Horsehair, nigga?
65,000 or
Duck-
65?
My mama wear horsehair.
Yeah.
Duck
That's what the
feathers
bet
is duck hair, pretty much.
And he also says
It's not
that
as prestigious.
he also says that he's never sold a mattress less than $5,000. He's
Must
like,
be
it's
nice.
only like top tier shit. And
What's
I'm
his
just
background?
Like, wow. I don't know. He's some white guy.
Persian.
His name was Jason.
Yeah,
Now that
Persian.
I remember, but I don't know what company. But it was so cool. Like,
That's crazy.
imagine
I
you
did
just
not know
went and
that.
you could figure out other reasons why your sleep is the way that it is.
Like, you think that would be common knowledge, something like that. And I never would think that that's happening in our sleep and like how it would affect. Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So Drake.
Full circle. Horsehair.
Drake. We brought that nigga about 14 times.
He's been in every conversation.
Were the Drakeites? Drakeites? T-time. Regular bitch. Stay on my dick. Shit.
Wow. Whoa, don't push
Okay.
key up in the chair.
Yeah, you scared of the six? Yeah, you scared of the six? Hey, are you sick? Yo, pull up that blood clot. Bring it back.
Maybe she just a clown girl.
Scarborough creeper. Scarborough man creeper.
Scarborough man creeper.
T-time like I got a cup of this shit.
Uh-huh.
And a quarter of this six.
Okay.
On a regular bitch. Fucking stay on my dick.
Okay.
Therapist shit. What? Deep down you know you scared of this. You scared of this. Inherit the shit. Ugh. Shit. Oh, we aired this shit. Talk to him.
I like this sound.
Right? Narrow this shit. Yeah. Ooh, that line killed me. Nah. Man, the Watsons in Paris and shit. Crazy. Is you fucking crazy? Even Travis was kind of dummy on this first verse. It exacted an 11. Like a 7-11. Woo! Yeah, no, this is some heat. This is some heat.
Yeah.
This is some heat. We need to talk about it.
Utopia was a good album, but hearing that song, I was like, oh, wait.
The album's not good. The album's not good. They lied.
It was weird. It was weird.
Utopia, to me.
It wasn't?
To me, 5 slaps, maximum. 5.
Was Cardi on it? I haven't listened.
No.
Oh.
No. My 5 songs that are on there are Thank God. I like Meltdown, obviously. I Know, Tapia Twins, and Telekinesis.
Telekinesis was dope. Yes.
Like, the rest of them, Kanyam Penis. I really
There
don't
were a lot of
care.
weird songs on there.
So weird.
This is, okay.
And dog, like the Kanye, the Yeezus was just bleeding through the speakers, bro.
Well,
Mike Dean produced it, sure, but this is just
doesn't Kanye take from Trav though?
I mean, that's what the argument is, right? Is like who took from who. Yeezus, I don't remember Travis Scott having much involvement in that. Earlier on, with like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I feel like Travis had a hand in that. But Yeezus, I don't like. Yeezus was so forward thinking. I can't hear Travis in that.
But I did think that exactly. I'm like, why does this sound like Kanye's all over this?
Like,
but then I had
so
to
then
remind
wouldn't
myself.
have
What is the
Travis?
difference between these?
No, exactly. Bound?
Like, it's the same drums. It's the same drum pattern. And done better on Yeezus.
So what are you,
and that's
so
the
what are
other
you trying
thing.
to say? That they're trying to say that Travis inspired Kanye, or
Well, they're saying
Travis is now taking inspiration from Kanye?
they're saying that Travis inspired Kanye because he wrote for Kanye very early on, and he was Kanye's like little protege at one point. And you know, Kanye obviously he always has a lot of writers on his albums and a lot of contributors, and you could say some of his sounds might be like Travis, but personally, I don't hear it. But this is like a worse version of Yeezus to me. This whole album, and especially with the fact that Yeezus got so much flack when it first came out, and for people to be on this shit and be like, "Yo, this is fire," when it's not even as good.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
Well, you also have to remember that with a lot of Kanye's projects after My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, nobody really liked them until later. Just like how they do the Drake type thing, you know?
One album that they
Yeezus,
did like there was the Life of Pablo. That was the one.
Pablo?
That was the one last
feel
one
like
that they liked
Yeezus.
right away. No, I mean the
Oh.
last one that they liked right away. Like Life of Pablo. People
I feel
were
like that one is
rinsing it.
half and half.
Kinda
'Cause
half and half.
I've heard like a lot of people that are like, "Oh, I hate Life of Pablo," you know, and Yeezus for sure, and then everything else that came.
Yeah.
They're just like, "Oh, I
After
hate
that was
it."
like, yeah.
But
With Travis Scott though, I feel like
Actually,
most
people
of
like
his
Donda.
stuff.
Sorry.
No, I was
no,
just saying-
now,
Yeah.
But like there was a period where
Yeah,
people just were like, "Oh, what is like Kanye on and stuff." But even that one, his Wyoming one, it wasn't that bad. Like there were some good songs. The one that he did in Wyoming.
The one with Cuddy. Ye?
No, he did another one, didn't he?
Wasn't Ye the one with the Wyoming background? Yeah, horrible. Horrible. Ugh. Kid See Ghosts? Horrible. Horrible. Kid Cudi? Horrible.
You just don't like Kid Cudi.
I don't. I don't. I do not get the hype, and I will never get the hype.
Yeah.
But that first album, beautiful.
Everything
After
else?
that, what the fuck, brother? You're a great actor, though. He's an amazing actor.
Yo, dude, him
I
and-
feel like that's his real true
I
calling.
think he should be an actor for
Like
sure.
him in How to Make It in America, he was my favorite part of the show. You know what I mean?
100%.
I feel like acting is his real shit, but the music shit, I'm sorry, I'm not with it still.
Doesn't sonically, he's not. It's weird.
This song,
But I was gonna say
Oh,
something
go ahead.
about Travis though. I find his marketing and the way he creates experiences, I feel like it's done with purpose. So I feel like the rollout and the experience he's gonna create within the concert experience is gonna match the musical
Oh
aesthetic.
yeah, for sure.
But like when you hear it at first, it's kind of like
That's the
weird.
thing, it's
but
like-
when it comes out in its full package,
Yeah.
people will start to understand it.
True,
So I
true.
feel like right now people are like, "What is this?"
That's
But then
fair. That's
once
fair.
they see the rollout of everything that comes with it, they'll start to.
I
get
think it's more so his performance. He might be making music for performance
Exactly
first
that,
because he's such a performance forward artist,
Right.
And he's probably one of the best performers we have in rap. So that's true. He might be setting up just for that, and not so much worried about like people sitting in their cars listening to it or whatever. But even still, I feel like I'm gonna be in my car in my house way more than your festival, or way more than seeing you perform. And when I'm sitting down at the gym, I'm not gonna be putting on your performance like and watching it. Like I gotta hear the songs and be feeling the music.
It's all for Fortnite, bro.
It's all for Fortnite
music.
facts.
That's all that
It's
is.
gonna be another giant Fortnite man. Man, bars all over this. If this is what we could look forward to for all the dogs, I'm extremely excited.
That's what it's gonna call. That's what it's called.
for all the dogs. Yeah, that's why he's been wearing those dog masks.
Oh,
And he
it all
actually
makes
he
sense.
previewed it before he told us the title when he was, I think even the party show that he did, he was wearing like a dog jersey
Yeah.
or something like that.
Did he do something with Benny the Butcher?
That song came
is
out
that
leaked a year ago, but
leaked a year
now
ago?
it seems like it might be coming out.
On his album, or is that on?
I think
Benny's
that's
project?
Benny's stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's Benny's.
Wait, you
I
see
don't know
on-
why Benny would wait this long. He waited way too long.
Yeah.
Like the hype was there when he had the track. When that shit leaked, he had the hype. Now people don't really care for him like that.
Unless he drops it alongside when Drake drops his album, and then it just adds to all the rap joints.
Well, I mean, it's only gonna benefit Drake. I feel like. Well, I lied. It's gonna benefit Benny because anything Drake does with anyone benefits the other person. But I mean, in terms of respect in the rap world, I feel like Drake wins that battle just because Benny's audience is the backpacker and battle rappers. So it's like the Dave East type crowd, the Raekwons, that type
The
crowd.
heads.
And if he's in there barring up, and especially if he outbars him on the track, he's benefiting from it the most, I feel like. So I think that's just another good chess move.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
Tea time, like I got a cup of this shit. Tea time, like off at 5:45. He likes to fuck on regular bitches. Is this
Baby
promising? Are the
moms?
man scared now? Like Matt, you taking your things? Drake's fucking on your thing? Oh shit. Drake got a lot of honey at home still. Not gonna lie to you. Got a lot of honey at the embassy. You talk to the cops on some therapist shit. You act like you love this American shit. But really the truth is you scared of the six. Ooh. You scared of it. I love that for the Raptors. Because I feel like this is great Raptors music for next season. I can see the montage with the dunks already. It's gonna be great.
The whole chain shit, though. What did he say about buying the chain and melting?
He bought your.
I
he
melt
bought-
down the chains that I
he
bought from your boss. Give a fuck about it. All that heritage shit.
I ain't even wearing this shit.
Since V not around, the members done hung up the Louis. They not even wearing that shit. The worst part about that line is the third or fourth time I listened to that bar is when I actually caught since V not around. The Louis, they not even wearing that shit. I didn't even bag the whole, I was like, this guy's good, man. He's good with this wordplay, bro.
Wait, what does it mean?
Louis V.
Virgil.
Since V's not
Virgil.
around,
Yeah.
it's Virgil, but also Louis V. Since V not around, no one's wearing the Louis. I was like, God damn. Even though I told her I don't got no cash, and she said she could wait on a rack on some Arabic shit.
Yo, he said Kuwait and Iraq without saying Kuwait and Iraq. He Kuwait, we're in Iraq.
I didn't even back Kuwait.
All the Habibis are going crazy. Like,
Oh
yeah,
my
those are Middle
God.
Eastern eyebrows for sure.
Oh my God.
Drake is really fucking dope.
He's really him.
Yeah.
The weapons we got are some terrorist shit.
Right after that
Like
line.
TV producers, we air this shit. Oh my God, bro. Even that, like I very rarely hear rappers use onomatopoeia in there unless it's an ad lib. Like,
Yes.
pew, pew, or you know what I mean? Like, he'll put an onomatopoeia in the middle of the bar. It's different, bro. It's different.
He's quick, man.
And he's
Too witty.
basically like, telling us some shit. I think that your bodyguard put in some work on a fluke. Now you want to go and inherit that shit. I think that's talking about that time Pusha was at Danforth and remember the man showed up and dashed all those drinks at
all
him and
beer.
then jumped over the railing.
Yeah.
And his bodyguards were the one that fucked those guys up. And then Pusha stood on stage like, you know who the fuck I am?
Yeah,
Like he
yeah,
did something.
Come on,
I
man.
think that's what he's talking about. Your bodyguard put in some work on a fluke. Now you want to go and inherit that shit. Ugh. I put out $1 million and stare at this shit. My dick just got hard because a wire just hit. My schedule is out. Come spin us for real. Man, fuck all that spinning the narrative shit. And that nigga said, I'm on road. You see the schedule. You know where I'm going to be. You see where the shows are at. Give a fuck about all that heritage shit. Don't come to the boy about repairing some shit. Don't come to the boy about sparing some shit. You lucky that Vogue was suing because I would have been with the Wasses in Paris and shit. Not pressing them getting a look on Shoutout. I honestly was really wondering why he wasn't out there. Cause it didn't make sense to me that they weren't in Paris, like all of OVO.
So what's the Vogue lawsuit?
The Vogue could have sued him for showing up and doing some stuff to Pusha, because Pusha was a part of the show. Pusha was a part of not the Vogue show, the Louis show, sorry, where him and Malice walked down for Pharrell.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if he's referring to that or he could be referring to Kodak. Because Kodak, I'm pretty sure did he walk for Vogue?
No, he was just in the crowd.
No, he walked.
wasn't
He walked as well.
You guys, the lawsuit has to do with Drake and 21 Savage when they started releasing all of those images and interviews saying that they were on the cover of Vogue and all, like, whatever. It was a rollout to the album. So there's a lawsuit.
You lucky that Vogue was suing because I would have been with the Wasses. And so can he not be there because of the lawsuit? That's weird.
Well,
It's not a restraining order.
Well, I mean, like Anna Wintour, she goes to all those
Is
things.
she Vogue?
Yeah, she runs Vogue.
She's the editor of Vogue. Okay. That's very interesting.
yeah.
So I guess we found someone that doesn't like Drake. Anna Wintour.
Yeah.
She's like, where's Waldo? This is crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Or he had to go to court. He might have had to go to court during that same time.
I think that's the theory. I think he might have had to go to
Unless
court.
Vogue sponsored the show.
But would he have to go to court?
I don't know.
And if he went to court, we would have saw the pictures. Because usually these celebs have their people just go handle it for them. And if they show up in court, we see them. We see the pictures. Unless it's a gag order.
It says that they reached a settlement with Vogue's parent company.
Did you guys see that video of Fat Joe? Where he's talking about, this nigga Drake is amazing. He's like, Drake has the greatest friends I've ever heard. He's like, Drake said somebody gave him his jet. Niggas won't even give me a croissant. I was fucking crying. He's like, these niggas won't even give me cheese. I'm like,
Wow.
I was dying, bro. And he looked like he was really contemplating, like, yo, this is fucked up. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, no. Is Pusha gonna? Should Pusha respond?
No. What is he gonna do? He's not gonna do anything. He could. I mean,
Drake's been poking the bear for like what 2 years now.
Aren't they coming out with a Clips album? Isn't like Malice and him?
Well, they're on
supposed to come
tour.
out?
They just did a show, sold out show. I think at Irvine or some shit like that in New York. I don't know if they're dropping an album, but I would assume after that song drop that something's gonna come out with the both of them. I guess Malice turned his back on God. What's going on? What's happening? Is he? I'm just asking. I don't know what's going on. Is he rapping secular? Is he giving us Kanye Jesus bars?
I don't know.
It's hard to rap Coke and Jesus. Like that's a lot. That's a lot to pack in.
It might be crazy if he comes out and then starts bodying Pusha, like with his own verses.
Ooh, Malice?
And Malice.
Well, I mean, when he was first out,
That's what I'm
Malice
saying.
was the guy.
That's what I'm saying. When he comes out and starts spitting better than Pusha, if
Pusha
that's
looked
a
like the
thing,
little bro that just hung out and wrote some shit too. Like it didn't look like it always looked like Malice was the leader of the crew, and his bars
were better.
Better.
But Pusha just looked like the tough guy, the guy that was more like, I'll fight you. as
Yeah, 'cause he
opposed
makes
to
those
I'll
faces.
out-rap you. Yeah. And he had the hair, or did they both not have hair?
No. Malice didn't have hair. Pusha had.
Pusha
hair.
had hair
Yeah,
always.
he had the gunman cornrows.
Yeah.
He definitely had a Blue Jays hat with earmuffs somewhere in the house. And can you believe that this, like, when you really think about where this all stemmed from, now that I think about it, all of this from what happened to that boy. This is where this all started. Because Birdman didn't pay them. What they were supposed to be paid. Like Birdman does.
So wait, Birdman didn't pay.
I think he
Clips.
didn't give Clips their proper splits. I think the same thing. I think Manny Fresh has a story like that too with Birdman, which is why you don't really see them like that together.
I mean, Lil Wayne. Like,
Well, yeah, we've heard this story tons of times, right? But now, like Drake inherited the beef once he joined Young Money, because remember Pusha was going at Wayne. And Wayne is Drake's boss, so Drake went at. So it's like soldiers are inheriting the beef now. And now it's trickled all the way to this. Like, from what happened to that boy to you have a boy.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy when you think about it. That was like, what, 04? 03?
that's a 20-year beef.
That's a 20-year beef, fam.
I mean, 50 and Jar are still beefing till this day, so that's a long one, too.
That's a 2000. Yeah, it's around the same. That's probably around the
And
same.
same deal, like Busta Rhymes being part of Aftermath, he came and started, what would I be without you? Like, when he did that on the Aftermath.
You see Busta Rhymes cuss out
mixtape?
the Toronto audience?
He did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is baby, would you give it to me? I'll give it to you. I want a bomber clot, Aguanya. Just went straight Jamaican on them. Like, yo, this is a classic song. Y'all gonna sing my shit.
Yeah.
Was it at Beer Fest?
No. They had 50 Cent. He opened for 50. Him and Jeremiah opened, and then Busta came out, and then 50 came out. But yeah, no, Busta turned into a Jamaican uncle. I don't know if that's a part of the show. You know how rappers be having gimmicks, just like this is the best city I've been to. Like it might have been one of those. Yeah, it might have been one of those where they just get people to get louder.
Yeah.
But
it is Busta.
Did you
like
go?
he puts himself out there.
I'm going to 22nd.
Yo, he fucking raps his ass off on stage. One of the best performers of all time.
Literally.
And it's like
the best hype man of all
the
time.
best hype man. Like everything they do when they perform is just it's so worthy of praise and of getting bucked and going
Facts.
crazy. But Toronto is still,
We're
Toronto will
stush,
always
man.
be Toronto, man.
I'm going to 50 Cent in Detroit, so I'm interested to see that. We're going and hoping that Eminem might make an appearance since
Seems
it's
right.
his home city.
Yeah.
And maybe some more. Like
Seems
Cash
right.
Doll or something.
Big Sean or some shit.
Yeah.
Friggin'
It'll
Toronto
probably
has
be
that
way
problem
lit.
for sure.
It will be way more lit than here.
I think hip hop's having that problem though. Like when you watch Rolling Loud, when you watch a lot of these festivals and stuff, people don't be knowing the music. They just know that 1-2 hit. Like I remember watching Central C do 15, 20-minute set.
And they only did
Doja
one
Cat
song.
came on. Everybody knows the song.
Yeah.
Before that, fucking mum's the word, nigga.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
niggas
yeah.
are quiet just watching him. And it's TikTok has its benefits and it has its cons. Like it's pros and cons. Like it'll blow your song up, but it'll throw all your other songs to the wayside. Like nobody gives a fuck.
No, so I don't remember who it was, but somebody said that their little sister only knows 15 seconds
Yep.
of the songs, whatever's on TikTok. And she literally goes to Spotify and there's playlists that only have
15
the
seconds.
15 seconds of each song, and it's multiple, and that's what she listens to only. She does
Yeah.
not listen to the full song
Because
ever.
the labels are capitalizing on the fact that these kids want just that 15 seconds. So they're like, oh, we can get the streams from this easily, especially if you throw it on a playlist where it's just all boom, boom, boom.
Amazing.
And-
I'm going back to work next week. I'll steal it.
Friggin', that's why Steve Lacy was on tour fucking yelling at his audiences and like cussing them stink because all they knew were 15 seconds of Bad Habit.
Yeah.
That's it. The rest of his songs, just waiting for that one song to come on.
It's
and
crazy
they lose their
how
mind.
people will pay the dollars and waste the time to go out there just to hear 15 seconds of one freaking song. You know?
I blame the artists. I mean, and the labels, because it doesn't take much to do some field research and realize that that's what's happening. And if you're an artist that wants people to appreciate your music, you'll take the necessary steps. D'Angelo fucking gained how much pounds just for people to just listen to his music because he's like, you're focusing too much on my sexy.
Yeah.
Like that's how, if you're a true artist, that's how far you're willing to go
Yeah.
for people to fully appreciate your art. And there's always a way around it.
And it also comes down to the marketing. They're so lazy now. Like everybody's so lazy. It's like, okay, let's just have this little spotlight on the song, part of the song, and then that's it.
And make 30
I remember-
TikToks with the one song.
No, but that's way better than what. No, are you talking about those two girls?
No, I'm talking about just the formula of most artists on TikTok. They repurpose the song 30
they'll
different
just use
ways.
it in the background or whatever the case may be. But there's these two girls.
Flying a boss.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's so dope that they're literally wherever somebody says, go do this, then they'll freaking do it. And
It's
the visual
so
looks
smart.
so sick.
So
you know what I
smart.
mean? And it would be great if they continue to do other parts of the music video, like the song. I don't know if they've started with that, but I
They've
thought that was so
attempted it a
dope.
couple of times, but it doesn't do nearly
doesn't
as
hit.
well. That's what first grabbed my attention. Wasn't the bars, it wasn't the running, it was the production. It was
Yeah,
the
'cause it looks so
cameraman, and I'm
sick.
wondering how's
How's
part
he
of
running
the
so
thing
quick?
is
Like,
a part of the
are you
allure
running
is like
backwards?
what is he doing back there? Is he on a like some sort of drive? Like it doesn't look like it's
With
wobbly.
the camera on the back.
Yeah, like how is he getting through these office buildings, Chipotle, like how's he doing this? So there's so many different things. Plus I'm watching the girls, I'm like, they're getting faster. Every video I'm like, yo, this is working. Like they are fucking pumping it. And it's such a good trend because the barrier to entry is so easy. You need a camera, you need to run. That's it. You know what I mean? And I've seen a couple of other artists try to do their songs and market it that way now. So you've seen the trend take off, and I see people like, oh, this is plagiarism, but I'm pretty sure they made it so that other people would do it, which is why you do anything on
It's like
TikTok.
set the new standard.
Yeah. And they're doing amazing. I love seeing them win. They're doing great. But yeah, I know Drake in this song. It's just a lot. Caribana. Caribana weekend. Yo, this
It's our favorite time of the year.
I'll tell you what. This past weekend was an amazing weekend, in like as it is in the city of Toronto.
Oh.
But I'm just like, so what's next week gonna be like?
right, bro.
We did have a lot going on this weekend.
It looked beautiful. Honestly, I love sitting down Saturday, Sunday nights at the end of my night and just go, or in the morning rather, on the balcony smoking, and I'm just scrolling through everybody's day. And I'm just like, oh shit, that was happening nice.
Everyone's
nice.
having a time.
Everyone's
man.
having a great time. Everyone looks so happy.
You know what's crazy is that Caribana weekend keeps extending longer and longer.
Oh, yeah.
And starting
longer.
earlier.
Yeah.
Well, technically, it's the entire month, right? Like from the start of the first week of July is the official kickoff, and there's supposed to be like, especially when it first Caribana started in 1967. It was like supposed to start. They did it because of Toronto's 100th anniversary, 100th birthday or whatever. And so they would have dance classes. They would have history classes, all these different things that I don't really
Leading up
see
to
much
it.
anymore.
No, there's still some, but
I don't really. I
they
see
did like a soca fit with Lululemon, and they had a bunch of the like fitness girlies that
OT.
a lot of people know who are
Yeah.
on stage and leading the soca
Big
fit
up
and stuff.
Otilia.
Is there any Wild Water Kingdom fets this year?
Is Wild Water Kingdom open?
It still
Yeah, it
exists.
is now. It
That's
is.
crazy.
It's
But you
called
know-
Wet and Wild.
I've never
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
or heard anyone go there or be like, "Yo, let's
Yeah.
talk to Wild Water Kingdom."
No, they don't do the parties anymore.
But you
I
know
don't
what?
think they do it anymore.
Crazy.
I used to think that was a crazy concept, but then when I went to Trinidad, they have these these wet soca fits, and it's spelt soak. Like
Yeah.
Tsunami.
soca.
Have you ever been to Tsunami?
No.
That's like a
Tsunami
wet
is the
thing.
Sunday of every Caribana Sunday, and they get 2 trucks with hoses,
and they just spray
and
everybody
everyone's
down.
got water guns. They got buckets of water for everybody to fill up, and it's just madness.
Do
for
they
like
do Juve
hours.
out here? There's no
Yeah,
Juve.
yeah.
Is there?
There's Juve before parade.
Before the parade?
Yeah. There's Juve for sure.
There's just smaller Juve parties around.
They used to do it at Cool House back in the day.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't heard about it in a while.
They
Or here.
still definitely do it. They do it. I think they did at Markham Fairgrounds last year.
Yo,
and the year
there's so
before.
many Markham Fairgrounds parties, like right back to back to back to back to back.
That's a soca. That's a soca spot now.
Yeah, I went there 2021 when I was like pregnant. I remember I went to a fit there. Nobody
That's why
knew.
your daughter
It was
can't
in
sleep
August.
at night. She's so used to movement, bro.
Don't kill me. But yeah, no. Bana's this weekend. I seen some people complaining that people are throwing Bana events and being involved in Caribana events that are not Caribbean.
Oh,
And I was like, I was kind of on the fence with this because I see both sides. Like I could see why it would be annoying if like it's like going to Jerk King and seeing the Filipinos in the back. But also, Caribana is for Toronto.
Yeah.
And it was meant to include other people in our
Yeah.
culture. So it's like, are we including people or are we
Or are we not?
gatekeeping? What are we doing?
You know what? I experienced that. I got some backlash when I threw a comedy show called I Don't Care Abena. And it was just like, hey, if you don't want to go to Caribana, come to this comedy show. And it was just a play off the word
Yeah.
Caribana. But then some people hit me up like, yo, this is an abomination. This is not a joke thing.
Abomination.
You can't be speaking on Caribana like this. And I wrote a funny, like a stupid, like, hey, if you want to avoid, and this is when like Caribana is known for like at least one day is gonna get shut up. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So I was like, hey, if you don't want to, and I was like, if you don't want to get shut up, come over here to I Don't Care Abena for some fun. It's obviously just jokes, but some people are like, yo, take this down, ban this event. I'm like, guys,
What year was this?
This was like maybe 2014. So this was
We
pre
had
like
Social
Machel
Justice Warriors in 2014,
early,
brother.
early. This is pre Machel Montano chefing. Like I think the next year I did it. You know. But
This is why you did it, to solidify yourself in the culture.
he said, "Let me try to make some money and save face." What do you mean? I'm half Trini.
Don't kill me.
I'm a Trinity
Trinipino.
But
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
man, people do. I know people really love their soca. Dog, that one dude on that when we got our clip reposted on that Trinity station, that radio station, this one guy's like,
Oh, yeah,
"No
yeah.
way, you were his chef.
With
You would
your
not have.
American."
You wouldn't have no African American cooking up his Trini food." I'm
Yeah.
like, first and foremost, I'm Filipino. Thank you for holding me, having my back.
That's crazy.
but like
yeah,
people
somebody
get-
else jumped in and said like, "Yo, he's fucking Filipino, whatever." And he's like, "That's even worse because he's not like black." And then he was like, he's just cosplaying with this American accent. And I was like, American accent? Like, you must have never been to America if you think Norm
Person's-
has an American
That
accent.
person's late on rent.
This guy lives in New York. Like
He
come
said,
on,
He's
man.
late
I've
on
lived
rent, like
in
I said.
America for 50 years, and I'm Trini, and I used to live in Trinidad and Bahamas or some shit like that. I don't know. I didn't even respond because I don't give a fuck.
I ain't reading all
you sound dumb.
Yeah, no.
like
That's stupid.
he
That
doesn't
shit's
even
stupid.
sound like it, you know?
Normally I don't care,
these
but I was like,
days-
today I have time.
People these days, I realize, try to get mad on behalf of others.
Yeah.
People aren't mad and they want to be mad for them. And then rally them to be mad and then cancel them if they're not as mad as they got.
Yeah.
When they are not even in the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so
Backwards.
stupid. It's so stupid. Like,
Backwards.
Yo, but also,
I don't ride with niggas' causes anymore.
Maybe Machel didn't want like all Trini food.
Well,
Like,
maybe he just
what did
liked
you
the food.
usually what did you usually cook?
Well, first and foremost, he just needed to lose weight and be healthy, right? And he couldn't eat Trinidadian food because there's so much fried dough, so much carbs,
Salt,
so
sugar.
you know, he's just like, I actually had to make sure not to give him any Trini food. So this man's just like, oh, I know Machel, I know Trinis, and you know, I know how Trinis eat. I'm like, dude,
And cook.
I'm
And
not gonna be out there cooking Trini food for a man in Trinidad. I'm gonna go to the real Trinidadian cooks to get him the food when he wants his Trinidadian
Yeah.
food fix.
Yeah.
I was there to just make sure he ate
But
good food.
that's common sense for me. I figured that you were not feeding him Trini food. I figured you
Never.
were feeding him
For
other
me,
shit like that
I don't
he
care.
wanted.
I don't give a shit what you're making him. That's none of my business. It's none of anyone's business.
Exactly.
For people to get mad at that when they're not eating, it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's just unnecessary stress. I don't get why people are like that.
It was so
but-
stupid.
That's the internet for you.
But with that conversation, I think that there's been a lot more events and parties and activations and all that stuff from brands who have decided to do things around Caribana now. And
I mean, every year brands do something.
no, but I
around
feel like there's a
Caribana.
lot more now.
Like in terms of like
I feel
you
like
guys did the
more
Foot Locker ting, Reebok just
every
did a
year
ting.
for lockers every year.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like there's just more people trying to hop on it and like do more things.
Why
Like,
wouldn't they though? It's the biggest.
I'm not saying
it's the biggest tourist thing in the.
I'm not saying
in the
it's a
city.
bad thing.
Yeah.
But I do believe that if we are hired for any of these things related to Caribana, and especially if it's not like a black owned company or brand or something, then we need to be charging more and adding tax. It's the same as in Black History Month. These brands are coming to us because they need us at that
yeah.
point. You know what I mean?
And
they're trying to
double my rate.
and they're trying
this
to
week.
exploit the fact that we're Caribbean and we can meet the requirements to have their
They want to
event.
tap into our audiences.
Yeah, without looking like they're what's the word that we used to use all the time? I don't even remember what it's called. Not gentrifying, but
Appropriators?
appropriators. Yeah,
Oh,
that word.
okay. Without culturally
Like without their
appropriating.
appropriating the culture. So yeah.
I mean, I feel like for the
like
past-
you do it, I hope that a lot more people understand that they need to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to
As well, you know?
for sure.
My thing is like I'm not big on complaining about what's not happening for me or what's happening for other people. I just do it myself. If I see something that I don't like, I do it myself. So that's why I don't understand the complaining. If you every year you're getting mad at this, there's clearly a hole in the market.
Yeah.
Fill the hole.
Yeah.
It's that simple. If you're so authentic and you want more authenticity, I create parties I want to be at. I create events I want to be at because I see them not being done. I don't just create events to make money.
Yeah.
Like
You fill the gap.
I fill the gap. I don't. None of my events are like other people's events. So it's like I don't understand. If you see something that's missing, go do it instead of complaining.
That's half the reason I do things because I'm just like, well, I'm not going to copy something that's already been done.
For
and
what?
Compete.
And
No, let
and
me
it's in
find-
this city, the things that are being done are boring.
Yeah. find your niche and, you know, find the void, find that gap, fill it, make the money off it.
This podcast.
And then you don't have
Fill the gap.
competition. You know what I'm saying?
Filled the gap. This is a 6-year podcast.
Yeah.
Now
and
look how many.
and birthed others.
Look all the sons.
Yes.
Look at our sons. Look
Shout
at our
out
children.
to you, Marlon.
Not
You
even
were the
me.
one.
Us.
No,
I know we contributed, but without your idea
Exactly.
and you executing,
Listen,
We
Galcast
wouldn't be
first of
here.
all. Big up Galcast forever. They were the first ones, but I mean, when I saw the hole in the market,
yeah.
I filled it. I didn't complain that there was no podcast for Toronto people. Like, it's stupid to me. Like, you're being counterproductive.
Yeah.
And especially because I know it takes little to nothing to build these things. People think, oh, you Marlon, you did YouTube and this and blah. I'm not rich.
Yeah.
I just have ideas and I figure out how to do them. It's just that simple. And it's not that hard to start from scratch. People always want to start at Rebel. Nobody wants to start at Phoenix. Nobody wants to start at Lobby, these little spots. Like, they all want to just go big right away. And it doesn't work that
Even
way.
with that slow jam party, the first one that there was, it was in Yorkville in like a like one of the smaller spots
Supper club.
downstairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
there
now
was
it
only-
was in
there was
Revival's
only a
basement at one
few
point.
People.
You know what I mean? And now, now we're traveling to
International.
Bermuda. We're going to Dubai and Halifax, all within the next month.
Yeah.
And that's just 2 years. That's not that long of a time to build something.
That's amazing.
So it's like it can be done. People just don't want to work. Like they just want things handed to them, man. Like all the time, and especially in this city, it's a pandemic for real. It's a
real.
serious pandemic.
Epidemic.
Epidemic, yeah.
Yeah, it's bad, and I'll never understand it, yo. I'll never understand it. Are you guys going to the parade?
Yes.
I was offered not the mask costume or whatever. Like I don't want to play. I don't want to dress up. But someone was like a band. They said a band. I'll get you a band. I'm like, all right, whatever that is, like a wristband or something.
thought that
To
Get
be
on my
able
float.
to be able
give me a
to
band.
enter the grounds.
Yeah, to enter the grounds, just to walk
Yeah.
with the float. But I don't know. Part of me just wants to sit back with a cooler of water and just
Chill?
Just lime.
just lime and sell water.
I feel like I'm getting to that
For
age
real.
where
you
like
really should. You know how much money you fucking
Dog,
make?
I live
bro?
right there, so I could literally just sit down and
Just
like,
sit there and
you
sell
know?
the fucking water,
Facts.
some
And
juices, some
make
pop.
bring a
Dog.
speaker. I feel like I'm
That's
at that
it.
age where now I'd hitch up at a side spot
Mm-hmm.
and just chill. Invite my friends, get a little barbecue going, something, and just chill
Old
with a
people
speaker.
vibes. It'd
Have our
probably
own
be
party.
way more fun, you know?
Probably.
Yeah.
No heepaw walking.
No, like
people
it could be-
stepping on
like-
your kicks.
yeah.
All that shit.
Yeah, it'd probably be more fun.
Oh man.
I am
Are you playing mass?
kind of.
You're playing mass.
I have a costume now.
But for what,
Tech
what
time
club?
now?
Or what?
But I'm actually hosting the Freedom Mass Band, which is the only Jamaican and a woman ran float
Nice.
for them, and it's sponsored by Ray Nephew. And so yeah, I'll be on the float
Sick. And this is a good time.
hosting it, and Conscience is gonna be there. He's gonna perform.
Jeez.
And yeah, I think that everybody should support their small band. They're only 2 years old now.
What's their name again?
Freedom Band Mass.
Freedom Band
And my
Mass.
friends literally just got costumes yesterday for $250.
So there's still costumes
That's
on
really
road.
cheap.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And it's run by a Jamaican woman. Big up her.
yeah,
Big up her.
Jamaican woman.
It's
so
a
I'll be
good
there
time.
all day getting paid. Hello.
It's a good time to transition
I've
into
made
our
I've been able to.
our thing that we do every single week. We don't really miss a week. You know what I mean? It is our good youth of the week. You're such a good youth. What a piece of youth. My goodness, the youth them is youthing.
Hey, hey, hey.
Big up the Jamaican women's national team.
Oh yes. Only Caribbean team. Only
Pardon?
Caribbean team to take a W in the World Cup.
Ever.
Yeah.
And to
Shout
add
out
to
to the
score,
reggae
and
girls.
they scored their first goal the
Yeah.
game before. It's just the reggae girls are here.
I love
We
this
had the
for you
reggae
guys.
boys in '98. This is reggae girls time. It's very good. It's a very good time.
Well, since you brought that up, I'd like to share this female women's soccer
Empowerment.
empowerment,
vibes.
and you know, Filipinos were there with you too, bro. We scored our first goal in our first game versus what was it? New Zealand? I forget who it was, but yeah, man.
Nice.
Filipinos are the Jamaicans
our
of
little islands
Asia.
are winning, man. Hey, that's what they say, man.
They're the
Filipinos are the
Jamaicans.
Chinese Jamaicans of Asia. So.
But yes, back to Bana. Did you not guys know it used to be on the island?
No, did you
No,
guys
it was university first.
remember?
No,
what's
but
his
it
name?
wasn't university first. First it was
Gibraltar Point.
Young and Bloor. First it was Young and Bloor. Then they had an after party at the island where they housed like 32,000 people. I was like, how did they get 32,000 people over
Across-
there? That's
across-
crazy.
back on the boats?
Those ferries don't move like that. And to get black people on boats, it's crazy. But yeah, no,
Well, they
I
like-
feel like it would be better
remember-
at the island. They need
I
to build a
actually
bridge.
remember when I was younger, my mom telling me about people going to island. Like there's always parties over there on an island.
Emancipation
And
Day used to be there.
I feel like she brought me one year.
It's huge
because
over there.
they'd have like performances.
It's way bigger than you like. I remember, like when we went for your birthday,
Yeah.
bro. The walk to the beach
That was
Yeah.
a long time.
was insane.
Yeah.
Like I legit 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
40-minute walk. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right
Couldn't you
now,
guys
bro?
have taken a
this
different
when
boat?
we were
Yeah, I was like, what?
Couldn't you have taken a different boat? Because I know that
No.
there's 3 different boats that go to different parts of the island.
Yo, yeah, one goes to Hanlon's, one goes to we went to where we were going. That was the closest we could have gotten to
Yeah.
there. There's no like port that was closer.
And this wasn't like the nice ferry boat. This one was just like
Oh,
it looked like a garbage transport.
It looked like one of those.
There was no second floor. There was
None of that. No
nothing.
seats.
It's like we're the ones that they transport cars on.
Yeah.
But I think it was to Gibraltar Point.
They need to build a bridge.
I mean,
Weren't they
A
considering
4-lane
it?
bridge. Like that doesn't take. It's not that far. You can do it.
but I think they don't want that. They don't want it to be a thing where people drive to. It's
But that's
the allure is the
Having to
taking
take the boat.
or the water taxis. And
I mean,
the
people will
that
still
live
do
on
it though. People will still do it.
I
It's
think
just
the communities that actually live on the island are like, nah, don't.
fuck
This
them.
is our community.
Them,
Like-
them niggas ain't even there in the winter.
You know
No,
that
they're there. They're there. They pay good money
In the
to live
winter?
on the island. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
They
You know-
live in those boats in the winter.
Not
No,
on
no,
the
no.
boats. They have
There's
actual
houses. There's
I
like,
never seen
some
the
of them are
houses.
tiny houses. Like,
yeah.
and you know what's crazy is that they don't own them. They're all rented. Like the land is owned by like one person or something
course.
like that.
Rogers.
Or like one family or some shit like
It's
that.
like Rogers.
And so everything that you get is just rent it. You can't actually own it. But there's been people there for like decades.
Isn't
like,
it a man-made island too?
I guess.
Yeah, I
Because,
think it's
like,
man-made.
They like all the shit that they dug up to make the waterfront. They just displaced it and put it there to create the island. Is what I heard.
So just build the
I'm not sure.
bridge, nigga. God damn.
I thought that they are. They potentially are.
They
I feel like I
better.
saw
It's just
something
that,
like
it's just Cherry Beach areas and whatnot. They're trying to like
Build a
revitalize that
1-2,
area.
man.
Yeah, there's
Build
a lot
a
of construction
1-2.
going out there.
Oh yeah, over near Rebel.
Yeah.
As it should. I always argue that that's where our nightlife should be. Like
Yeah.
all of our nightlife should be transported
We
over
should have
there.
like an entertainment block out there for
Like we used to.
multiple shit.
Because it used to be Peter Street.
Yeah.
Peter and Richmond was the entertainment block.
At least this way, it's not in the core of the city where a bunch of buildings are. Like
Exactly.
there's condos, but they're not right up there. Instead
Nighttime
of
would
fucking
be
building
free up.
more condos, just build the whole entertainment block. Multiple things can happen there.
Extra gravy for mayor,
casino.
nigga.
Yeah, all the things can go there.
Yeah, man. Like it would free up downtown for the nighttime. Like move them all over there. That's like east. You know what I mean? It's out
Free
the
up
way.
King Street. Well, King Street's good now because they did all the. You can only go there certain.
So yeah, for if you're
Yeah.
if you're Uber or a streetcar or some shit.
Yeah, that one's
But
cleared
like
up now.
even in terms of safety, like when the police need to lock off the street, they can't do it downtown right now.
There's so
if
many
something
different
happens,
ways. Yeah,
the people need to drive. So it's like over there, there's like
a
only
couple,
2 ways out.
Yeah,
So it's like it'd be easy to bottlenose that and just
Have
keep everybody
everybody
in
there.
if you need a safety reason to do that. I don't understand it, but I'm happy they're creating extra roads to get out of Rebel.
yeah.
Because
that's
fucking
ridiculous.
hell, bro.
Yeah.
I have not been to a concert at Rebel where I seen the last song for the artist in years. Because as
You
soon as
have to
that
leave.
last song hits,
It's ridiculous.
later,
Yeah.
those 5 minutes can change your whole night.
Yeah.
I'm
Unless
not
you
doing
wait
it.
there until
never
you're
seen
like
no
the last
encore.
person. But
Fucking
still,
encore.
yeah,
no, I don't even. I get to the first hook, honestly, because it's a big song always.
Yeah.
I get to the first hook, I'm out.
Yeah.
running.
Gone.
Also, just trying to catch that, before it surges. You're just
Oh,
like,
the
nah, once
Ubers
everybody
too?
starts
Yeah.
to freaking order.
Yeah.
You're like, nah, man.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
why when you're at Rebel, the key is to schedule your Uber.
beforehand.
That's the game plan.
'Cause then they can't change
schedule
the
your
price.
Uber 15 minutes before. Be like, yo, I'm gonna be outside at this time exactly. They're just waiting there, and you're just gone.
See,
and then they
the-
can't change the price, right?
Nope.
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 It's already
Wow.
locked in.
Already locked in.
See, that's already a locked-in clip right there for fucking internet. Right? You know?
Now everybody's gonna do it.
Extra
Everybody's scheduled. The parade's losing its allure though.
Well, because they charge people to get in.
Is it because they charge people to get in, or is it because we're older? I've been trying to figure that out. Like the kids, like Bana,
I'm
like
not
we
sure.
used to.
I'm not sure.
Well, because we also, maybe because we all have partners and you can't just openly go out there and bubble.
No, because even my friends aren't like like even like when we walk around, my friends aren't bubbling just random women. Like we're walking.
Chilling.
Whereas back in the day, yeah, it would be that. But I notice a lot of people aren't doing that. Like the gaps in between trucks are way larger. You're just seeing people walking aimlessly for hours.
I think that also has to do with their logistics now and where they place the stage and how long they take for people to exit out. So they're trying to like leave it as more space in between. But honestly, the best part is before a bunch of the stormers come, to be honest. Now,
see, back in the day,
when
that
you're-
wasn't the best part.
No, to us,
Yeah.
like I agree. But now when you're older and you actually start playing,
Yeah.
or like being a part of bands and stuff, the best part is that because when the stormers come, it's just like,
It gets hectic.
like, yeah, it gets hectic.
People don't know their boundaries.
No.
They don't know who wants to bubble, who doesn't.
Yeah.
I will say consent has a lot to do with it.
So you think a lot of the sexual harassment stuff and assault stuff.
Well, in general, I think even in Trinidad, when they passed the law of like you can't catch a wine unless you have consent, like that dampened the mood.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just walk up, you can't storm, you
It's a
can't
part of the
tea for
allure,
wine.
man. That's a part
know?
of the allure is walking up that one walk up and she looks back and lets you know if you're sexy or not.
But then, yo, bro, there were moments in Trinidad I couldn't believe it. They didn't even look back. It was just like
Yeah, no,
once
there's
they
some girls
felt-
that, yeah.
But this was like a lot, like almost
An unreasonable
every
amount.
single person that would do it. They were just like, oh, once they feel something, it's like let me push
Just
you
start,
back
yeah.
to even see if you can handle me first and foremost.
That's
Right?
their judgment.
And their judgment wasn't looking back is can you even
Can you
handle
handle
the
the
pushback?
wine? And
You know what
now
I mean?
I'll look to see if you're worth it.
And then if you can handle it, okay, let's see. It's like
I feel like that makes more sense.
Yeah. It's like the way that you grip. It was this amazing game of reverse tug of war with your hips.
I
You know
get
what
that
mean?
though, because if you look at the person, you're like, oh yeah, you're sexy enough, and now you start dancing and they can't dance. It's way worse than if you just try and they can't dance right away. You're like, I don't even have to look at them.
You can't even handle it.
You can't even handle it. Yeah,
handle
no.
it?
Like majority of people, especially our age, I know, are just going to a day party. Like they're not even really doing the parade anymore. And I feel like part of that has to do with the danger as well. Like, you know, something always happens every Caribana, and the older you get, the more the fear
I don't
seems
think anything
real.
happened last year.
Yeah.
I don't think anything happened at the parade.
Yeah. Somebody got stabbed.
That
Somebody got
was
stabbed
like
last
at
year.
the end of at the night on the
I have no idea what time.
on the bridge.
I know the year
going
before
down
somebody
Dufferin or something.
somebody got their head rolled over by a truck.
Yeah.
Somebody got caught in the wheels and they're
Yeah, but like that's a problem with that's why I say it's always better
When the
earlier
before the stormers get there.
before all the stormers. Once you pass like 4:00, that's when the most people start coming because they're willing to get out of bed, get ready, get down there, and then that's when it's not as fun because it's like the DJ is constantly saying, step away from the truck. You guys are too close to the truck. We can't move the truck. Like we're not
I
gonna play
blame the
like,
parade.
all of that shit.
I blame the parade because at Notting Hill, the route is way more complicated and there's way more people that I witnessed. And yet it was way more organized in terms of people who were playing mass as opposed to stormers. So everybody that was playing mass had security lined around with a rope.
They tried to do that
Yeah.
one year for
They tried to do that, but it was
People
like
too unruly
super
out here, man.
lackadaisical. They had 2 security for each float. That's not enough.
Yeah.
Notting Hill has about 100 trucks. I swear to you.
Yeah.
Like it feels like 100 trucks.
Yeah.
And there's 8-9 mans on each truck guarding it with ropes.
Yeah.
And letting the people play mass, and then behind them you see all the stormers doing their thing, and then you'll see the rope again, and the whole
got you.
day without fail, like up till nighttime, you cannot get past that rope.
In Trinidad, it was a lot of volunteers holding the rope. So like there was like this respect to the ordinary average community member that like we're not gonna storm and hurt this child.
Plus, when
that's
people see
holding the
rope,
Usually don't.
your mind goes into sheep mode where it's like, oh, I can't go past that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
especially all of them were wearing the construction vests, so
Yeah.
it's like you knew who was security, who was not. There's a lot of things that they can change here that can make it better. And then we're talking about Notting Hill where
And
there's
there's
people
a
selling
respect and
drinks
decorum,
out of
too.
outside of their doors of each home, and everyone's drinking alcohol, everyone's smoking. Police are standing there just watching, and nothing's happening.
Are they allowed to drink on the streets though?
Yeah, we're drinking everywhere.
No, are they allowed to though?
Yeah, for that. Well, for that
'cause,
day,
like,
I guess
we're not allowed to.
Yeah, but I
You
know
what
that's what I'm
mean?
saying. If they change that, if they got a permit for the parade where people could drink on road,
Yeah.
that changes the game again. Like little things like that. Like it's tough when you bring your little one water bottle of your mixed alcohol, and then that's done by 3:00, and then you're just walking around for the rest of the day trying to buy drinks off people for $30 a shot.
Yeah.
Like it's just not the same. So
I find people also just know Caribana for like what it is, but they don't understand true carnival culture. You know, they're just going because it's
yeah,
a
for
Caribana
sure.
thing. So like they don't have the decorum and they don't have the understanding. So they're just there to turn up.
for sure.
Whereas in it's so cultural in the West Indies from like adults to children. Like people just know, hey man, there's a certain way to be. Don't ruin it for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the youngins come in, they're like, they're fucking horny and just I want a dagger. You
Yeah.
know, it gets too crazy.
It's
you
not
know?
as ingrained in our culture in terms of like Toronto as a city. You know what I mean? Like Trinidad, you grew up on it. You know what I mean? So
And
Here
even
it's like
Jamaica,
something
where it
you
was
have to
new.
learn, and if your parents don't really
ingrain it, yeah.
from young, because like I've been doing it since I was very young. You know, I've gone to kiddie carnivals. I've been pretty much to majority of the parades as older. I never got to really play mass that much because my mom didn't understand like where to sign up and all that stuff, right? When I was younger and even in high school and stuff. So, but I've always attended and I've always absolutely loved it. It's like my thing, you know?
The worst is
Because
when
I
people
know.
are like, "Oh, look at this pedophilia, rah 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 rah," like and sexualize.
For kiddie carnival,
carnivals
yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I'm
I
just
remember
like,
that was like a talking point on the news like
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
It's like, come
And
on,
it's
man.
not.
You
It's
got to
not
be a
that.
weirdo.
Have
That's
you
like
seen it?
sexualizing
Like the-
breastfeeding, honestly.
The
That's in the
costumes
same
are literally like
realm to me.
regular shit, shorts, shirts, like, you know what I mean? Dresses sometimes.
It's just them trying to sexualize little brown
And-
kids.
And you know what it is? It's fucking parents. It's not like a road man is really gonna go there. You know what I mean? Like, or grown people who don't have kids. You're going with a kid.
Yeah.
You know?
Not always. I will say when I was younger, there would be a lot of times where it's just, especially because of where they have it sometimes. Back in the
Malvern?
day, it used to be in Eglinton.
It's Malvern.
Back in the day, it was on Eglinton West. So they were just mans on road regardless. You know what I mean? So they're watching it because they're there every day.
Yeah.
So it's like you'll have those and you'll have some
but
mans that
okay,
just
so then
appreciate
they're-
the music or whatever.
Okay, so they're there because that's their neighborhood.
That's their neighborhood. Or they
That's
appreciate the
different.
music. Yeah.
That's different than somebody being like, let's go to
Go kiddie
kiddie
carnival.
carnival. If you're going, it's because you have a child who's participating or you want to bring your kids or you're a family member of a kid that's participating or going. Or maybe like an old couple, you know, who don't want to go to the other parade
other big
because it's
people.
too
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
It's too much, you know?
And they can hear their tunes.
Yeah.
And it's honestly more old people friendly in terms of music too, because it's like you're hearing the calypso more, you're hearing the old time
the
reggae
things that
more.
the parents
more
love.
family friendly
Yeah.
music as opposed to daga and all this
And
shit
they have
that-
so many different things going on. Like they have a bouncy castle and like ice cream trucks and like all these things for kids, face painting.
It's the most wholesome part of Bana.
Yeah, and,
for
and,
sure.
it's, and it's also meant for the kids that aren't growing up back in the islands, but they still have the heritage for them to experience what it would be like.
Yeah.
If they were there. Like I literally bring my nephew, or I try to bring my nephew to King and Queens or Kiddie Carnival just to make sure he understands his Vinci side. You know what I'm saying? Because he has his Filipino experience on the daily.
Yeah.
It's like I never want him to not experience that. So
Yeah, I think it's great. I personally think it's great. I wanted to go this year. I wasn't able to make it, but next year I'm putting Nola in it. Like
Nice.
she loves to dance, you know.
Might as well.
I brought home at the Scarborough Shooting Stars. They made like a bandana for Carnival night. I brought it home, and she starts going like this, and I'm like, "You see,
that's so cute.
you're
That's so
ready.
cute.
She's been
you
watching.
should have been there.
She was watching. She was watching the party.
yeah. She watched the videos.
Do you think the aliens are watching Bana?
If you talk to my sister, yes.
Oh, your sister's alien talk?
Yes.
Yeah?
She went to so she works at
NASA?
never mind, it doesn't matter. No, it's my little
Oh.
sister. She's just young, you know? She just works at a retail store or whatever.
Okay.
And she went to one of her coworkers and they were just talking and he said something about, oh, do you believe in ghosts? And then she was just like, yeah. Do you believe in aliens? And then he was like, no, aliens aren't real. And she was just like,
how you gonna believe?
Was his name Crystal Ferrier?
She was like, yes, they are. Okay. She's been preaching that aliens are around. And she also believes that the government watches us through penguins. So the other day she was
Pigeons
driving
or
or pigeons.
Yeah, that's a heavy theory. We talked about that on the pod before.
And she seen some pigeons on the line or whatever. And she said that she drove by and she just stuck her middle finger up at them. I'm like, what is fucking
That's
wrong
hilarious.
Yo, tell your sister to drive. So she must not frequent Markham and Lawrence because
with you? She don't know those ends.
Yo,
She
Markham
from
and Lawrence
Mississauga.
is
Shit. Driving by pigeons.
She really did. She was like, I don't know. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? She
That's
was like,
hilarious.
because they're watching, and it just got this urge to just go.
Well, this is a
And if
theory.
you know my sister
That's
and you
so
like watch her,
funny.
you think it's hilarious even more.
The theory is
dude
people
made that
think
up,
it's
though.
people are like, you've never seen a baby pigeon.
I have. I had to help nurse one to life.
Nice.
I've had to eat one. Remember the
Wait,
baby
what?
pigeon,
The
the
fuck?
black something? Remember how I went to the Colin from Hung Shing's wedding?
You had pigeon at Hong Shing's?
No, not at Hong Shing. At his wedding,
Oh.
it was one of the courses, and there was this thing that whatever they fucking called it, I don't even
Quail?
remember. No, I don't remember what it
Pheasant.
was.
Pheasant.
No, it wasn't pheasant. It was something else that they called the actual dish, and so we were just like, oh, we thought it was chicken or some shit, and then
Was it good?
I was like, why is it so like?
Chewy?
Yeah, for mine it was really chewy. I think some people's had it more moist, some people had it more chewy, I guess.
He's like, oh, you
depending
got
on
the
where you
liver.
cook.
Well,
No, it was like a little thing. Like a little like full chicken. It looked like a chicken.
With a burnt-
and then
they had
I
the
had
feathers?
said, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And the person was like, it's a baby pigeon. I'm like, squab. That's what it's
Squab,
called.
squab.
Squab.
Mind
which is
you-
like a baby pigeon.
in the Bible, it's like it's actually one of the things that are deemed okay to eat in the eyes of God because it has the,
Well, I
the
didn't like
talons,
that.
it has the beak. Like
Poor pigeons.
if it's
Goss is like, yeah, eat those niggas. I don't give a fuck.
well, they say
That's
like,
why we don't be seeing them. They
Well, you
kill them
can't-
to make them eat.
But they
The baby ones.
in Moses' law, there's certain winged animals that you weren't allowed to eat. And they had to have talons and beaks.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
if
yeah.
it had bill, that's why we can't eat duck.
Yeah.
right. And pigeons and doves fell into that category. And I hate that there's
Yeah.
pigeons and doves. They should all be.
Why can't we
pigeons.
just call ducks beaks bills?
They are bills
I mean, bills beaks.
because beaks are pointy, bills are flat,
That's racism. That's racism. If I ever
and they
heard it.
have the webbed feet as opposed to the talons. But
That sounds like racism to me still. Like that is bird racism.
No, it's all water. It all has to do with water, man. And like their ability to swim in water versus fly in the air. I don't know. I'm talking through my ass. At this point.
So the alien conference happened
Oh yeah.
the day after. And now everybody is well aware that they are amongst us. They are here.
They have arrived.
Nobody cares though. So I think now we've gotten past that stage. It's the only thing left is we gotta see these niggas. Cause that's the only thing that's gonna really change it. And not no grainy video, these niggas in the back somewhere far away hiding. Like people need to see a real, and even still, it's gonna be very hard to convince people because of AI and all these
Oh yeah, there's
technologies.
so many things now.
So it's gonna have to happen to Tom Hanks. Just like COVID. I think the world
that happens to him.
didn't believe us
Yeah.
until COVID happened to Tom Hanks.
And then the NBA shut down.
And everything shut down. So Tom Hanks got to encounter an alien.
Well, I heard the funniest joke about it actually today. Shout outs to Andrew Rolfo. He had this joke where it's like, you know, everyone found out about aliens, but it doesn't matter to us right now because
We have so many other things going on in
Well,
life.
aside from that, it's like it's kind of like that one gay friend or relative. It's like we've been known, that he's gay. Like he just
been knowing that
finally
they're here.
decided to come out and tell
Guys.
us.
It's like, all right, Derek, what are we
And
doing
just
here?
like aliens, like we knew he wanted to probe. Like, come on. It's just like,
Wow.
Nice.
But we've known. It's just now you're telling us. I was like, come on, we know.
But why?
Why?
That's the part that scares me. Why are you telling us? Because when you
because
tell
of
us
one
things,
world government.
nah. When you tell us things, it's to get ahead of something.
Something's gonna come out.
Something's gonna happen. Come out. Something. I don't know what it is, but we are on some sort of timeline, some sort of strict timeline, and they needed to tell us this now
But think about it. Why is it America saying it? America's obviously known
because it's
for
the
their
most sightings are there.
Well,
Their military bases
Allegedly?
allegedly is where the alien sightings happen the most. Is wherever there's a military base,
It's,
especially nuclear
area,
weaponry.
What is it? Area 51.
Well, everywhere that has any nuclear, any military base, especially in Arizona, for some reason, there's like way more than most places.
I would be more concerned if China came out and said, yes, there's aliens. Or if like another country that doesn't have crazy media and propaganda came out and said, yo, there's
we
aliens.
would never hear it though, right? Because nothing goes out past the Chinese government. So if the Chinese government would have to be the ones to tell us something, which they don't. Like that's what they're known for, not telling us anything. So it's like it would have to come from them. Everything that in terms of technology could capture it and send it out goes through them. There's no loophole around it out there.
And maybe the aliens were like, all right, the biggest threat to us coming to Earth would be the Americans because they're
so reckless.
they're the ones that would attack us
Bro,
first. So let's
for
go to them
9
first and be like, yo,
years.
listen, we come in peace. We'll give you some technology. Just don't attack us because we'll fuck up your whole
Dog.
Earth if you try to fuck
Vietnam,
with us.
every 8 hours, they drop 20 bombs for 9 years.
America did that to Vietnam. And they still lost.
And they still lost. Every year. I mean, every hour, every 8 hours or whatever, 20 bombs for 9 years. That's like, I can't even fathom what that number is. And so when you're talking about who's the most reckless, who goes around the world and displays their power and dominance, why am I not hovering over America? Where else am I hovering? Russia? That's about it. They are occupied. Like they got Ukraine to deal with right now. America seems to be, especially if you're an alien looking at who gets untouched but does all the touching. Like niggas don't bomb America. World Trade Center was 2 World Trade Centers at 2 different times were the only times they were targeted. And one of them wasn't even like a terrorist. It was like a American that bombed the World Trade Center first, right?
The one that Biggie raps about?
Yeah, that's the earlier one in the 90s. And then the terrorist one, we know about that one. That was like the scariest day for them ever. And 2 buildings collapsed. Bro, that's a wedding in Palestine. Like, that's nothing. That's what they do over there is blow these shit up. So it's like, if you're looking at it from that perspective, this is the only place I'm gonna chill, fam. I need to do all the research I gotta do over here. And
Also, the military-wise, like, they're the ones that America has the most advancements as far as military technology goes. So who knows? Maybe their radar was the first radar to pick up unidentified flying objects. And because their defense system in the States is so advanced and elaborate, they're just...
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I
and
guess.
do other
But then they
countries
spend
have a Raycon or a Vanguard?
Well, they spend the most money on military than any other country in the world.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
naturally, as a result of that, if
And
ever
why?
anything was to come through...
But why are they doing it?
Why?
Maybe
Because
because the aliens have been here and warned them since the 50s.
Maybe, but also maybe because...
Maybe they're gearing up to try to fight back, but they know they can't. Like it's
No, because they know that there's big business in war,
not when
Ameri-
aliens are. I don't think when aliens involved. I don't know about
America
business.
just like runs on the war
Facts.
and those type of things. But it's like there's better technology in other places. That's why they're so threatened by Russia.
China.
They're threatened by China. They're threatened by some places in the Middle East or whatever, because some of them do really have things that will fuck their shit up.
America reminds me of white people, where it's like they feel like everyone wants revenge, and some places do want revenge, but the majority of the places that want revenge don't have the means to do it.
Yeah, we just want to live, man. We're not out here to exact revenge on you for what you've done to us, But they're like, no, you're capable of doing what we've done to you,
Exactly,
And it's just like they're just playing off their own insecurities.
And my thing is also like when you talk about climate change and like where we're headed in terms of like you're seeing the heat, it's getting crazy.
We're
out here.
no longer in global warming, but we're in global boiling.
Global boiling. Like they're predicting in a couple of years is these gonna be these things called wet bubbles, warm bubbles, wet bubbles, something like that. Where like if you're not near an AC within a couple of hours, you're probably gonna die.
Wow.
Like that's how hot it'll be outside.
That's why I feel like
But
the
the
Earth
thing-
is a self.
No, but you know what's crazy is it can be reversed if people just start doing certain things. Like not people, but like
It'd be
organizations.
It would have
It
to
would
be
be
the world collectively at once. Like it can't be 10,000 people here.
No, but it's not even individuals. It's not us. It's the big corporations. They're the ones that can reverse this.
Oh yeah, with
And
the
they
jets
don't wanna do
and the pollution and from their factories and all that.
No,
yeah,
the way
for
that
sure.
Bill Gates wants to fix it is to block the sun. He wants to stop.
So
global
everybody's gonna
warming
be
by
fucking-
by
blocking the
the
sun, and creating an artificial sun like
So-
in China.
You know what I'm saying?
So we're all just gonna be depressed.
Yeah, there's an artificial sun that they created. I don't know if they use it like on the regular, but I remember there was a demonstration of an artificial sun that they created over there because of the air quality is so bad
yeah.
that it's blocking out
It never
the sun.
comes through.
But
So
I'm in total belief of the fact that the Earth is it's
Sustaining.
Self-healing?
self-healing, self-sustainable. So if it needs to fix it, it'll just wipe out the things it's fucking it
I think
up.
it's done that a couple times.
And it's done it
Yeah.
many a time.
Like
Past
Ice Age and shit.
civilizations,
We've had like
the
30
water, the
ice
floods,
ages.
all those
Yeah.
different things were just meant to say, hey, you guys are fucking this up. I'm just gonna kill you off one time.
That ass.
How
and
many?
boom.
There's so many times the earth has been completely covered in water. Like just completely covered in water.
Right?
And I think
When we have an ice age, is it all of the world that freezes, or is it just parts?
that's
like
a good question.
North
I think it
America
would be
and, like-
parts. I don't think it would be the entire thing at once because the equator is pretty hot.
I don't know.
It's a majority, right? It's not all of it, yeah.
Majority though, like 80+%.
But that's how Pangea gets fucked up. Is like when all that shit breaks and like countries just start floating away and shit. Friggin' I would argue that there's a theory maybe that Earth's climate change is bad for aliens.
And that's why they're here.
And that's why they're here. Maybe like in the whole like galaxy, like everything needs to function a certain way
Together.
and we're fucking it up. We're like the virus.
And that's why they sent aliens to come handle it.
I have this theory that every little species that we find, these new little species, there's like all these bugs, there's millions of bugs, there's all these different animal species. I feel like each one of these species are prototypes to see what's a good animal to have in our world, in these outer worlds, in these other universes. And Earth is the testing ground. And if
We're the guinea pigs for everything.
pretty much like, oh, this would survive well in our civilization.
Crazy.
So this is the testing ground, and if we fuck up the Earth, all that research is gone. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, we're fucking up the test tube.
Wow.
Oh, we're contaminating the
It was
test
like, hey
tube.
man, we know how much money and how much time and effort we put into making sure if a penguin could last in the Milky Way.
And surveil you.
You know what's crazy is that we'll never really get these answers.
I wouldn't say never.
I don't know.
I think we'll get it in our lifetime.
Our lifetime?
Oh yeah, the speed of the rate at which technology has advanced. Like if you really just think about it from
In the
high school
last,
till
like-
now, it's insane jumps, and it's only because the further we get, the quicker we get to the next step because the technology is just jumping to those lengths. Now you throw an AI into the mix, The world's gonna function in a completely different way soon, especially when you get AR involved and all that stuff. There's so many things on the horizon. It's pretty exciting to me, honestly. I would love to be the last generation here. I don't know about you guys. I feel like we won. Like, I feel like if we're the last ones here, man, we won. We get to see it all go. I don't mind that.
I mean,
I don't mind that. If I die and I'm like, oh, everyone else is dead? Oh, this is sick. Everyone's dead. I don't mind dying.
The thing is, we're not gonna. The
What am
ones
I
that are
missing
gonna
out on?
survive are cockroaches and rats
And Twinkies.
and Twinkies.
jeez.
And Twinkies. Never forget.
That's the one thing I don't want to see: a zombie apocalypse. If
Oh, yeah, no. Not down for... Kind of down, but not down.
My sister,
Zombie
my
Land makes it
sister
look
has,
so cool, but nah.
my sister's been preparing. She's
Of
got-
course. She's got a whole backpack on.
Yeah, she does.
Yo, your sister's dope, man.
I
wanna
rate
hear
it.
I
love it.
I want your sister as a guest
I want
to
your
hear her
sister
shit.
in my Doomsday Bunker.
She's been preparing.
Honestly,
ready to double tap?
I've had this feeling for a long time, for years now. I might sound crazy, but I was just like, I remember a couple years ago, I can't remember what made me think like, oh, the world's gonna end soon, whatever. I think it was when they were starting to do those trips to Mars and shit. And I was like, yo, I gotta get rich quick. If we
I
don't get
need
rich
to-
in the next couple of years,
I
like,
need to get out.
how are we gonna get out? Like, and then I heard Post Malone built. You ever heard of his Doomsday Bunker?
He does. Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, you
We
got
need
it
to-
figured out.
we just need to be friends with Post Malone.
Yo, I just fuck up getting rich. I just need a relationship.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
There's definitely others that have
Yeah,
it.
no.
There's somebody that said that they built or are building. I don't know. I feel like they already built it, but they're building an underground apartment building or condo essentially, and it has like 80 floors, and it just keeps going down. And then there's all these like livable spaces, and there's like
Doing it real
activities.
Turkey
They have
style.
like fucking bowling and shit
You
like
know they
that.
did that in Turkey back in the day. There was over 200,000 people living under Earth.
Really?
Yeah, and that's why that's why the theory is that there are people living inside the Earth because
at
they
the
made
core
these
or whatever.
taverns
Yeah.
because there was they thought the world was ending. And that there was gonna be this big tsunami and it's just gonna flood everywhere and it was be over. And they dug out whatever. I don't know how they did all this shit, but over the years they dug out this entire like underground civilization essentially. And that's where they hid out. And
So is
nobody
that what
knows
we need
happened
to do to survive global warming?
I mean, it would be hotter down there.
No, it's colder in the when you go deeper, it gets colder. But then
And then it
obviously
goes
then
during the core?
I don't know
core
where
is
the
hot.
heat and cold stop and begin because the closer you get to the Earth's core, the
underneath
hotter it gets.
underneath the tectonic plates. But I don't think you could dig into the tectonic plates.
I think the middle of the Earth is the scariest thing in the world
Middle Earth.
because we don't know what's there. And it's a magnet that's holding all this together. Like it's not just a clump of clay. Like there's a magnet literally in the middle of the Earth
And what if
holding
one day
it all
it's just
together.
like, you know what? I'm tired.
Right? Like niggas could be
Blinks his eye for a second. And
It's
we're
just
just like,
like-
ah! Like-
He just sneezes. Or it just wobbles.
oh my god.
Till this day, my favorite like mind fuck is when you dig to the center of the core of the Earth. There's a point where now you're digging your
up.
way up.
Nitty.
You know, that's fucking
Big up
crazy.
Nitty. That's so funny. The
Oh, my
flippening.
brain- the flipping.
The flippening. That's
That is
a great joke.
So nuts.
I was gonna say about the apartment building. It says that it could last. It has enough food supply and whatever resources to last like 20 years or some shit like that.
See, and that's where the technology needs to go is in terms of like learning how to irrigate without the sun. I feel like that's super important. I don't know. They definitely have not found a way because water alone is not going to do it. But there's got to be.
No, there's ways because if sea creatures can live in darkness its whole existence,
Right?
without
There's
sun,
gotta be
there's
a way.
There's a way.
If some things can grow in the dark, then there's got to be.
I
a way.
feel there's beings in the darkness that are like, oh, we can't handle the sunlight, and the sun will actually kill them
because they've
You know what
adapted
I'm
to
saying?
that instead of the
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel if we learn to adapt to that, then maybe. Well, who? I mean,
Just like that
It's one thing
soldier.
to talk about aliens, but we still don't know what's in the fucking depths of the sea.
Well, that they're
and
saying
depths of the ocean.
a lot of it's funny you say that. A lot of the military people have said that the UFOs or UAPs, whatever they call them, aren't coming from the sky.
They're coming from
the water.
We don't even know. What
They're,
the fuck is
like
going
niggas are
on
saying
in
that
the
they've
water.
seen them jump out the water. There's one guy talking about the white lines that it would make. The only reason they saw it was because it was hovering over the water, and it's creating the white lines in the water when like anything would hover over the water flying. And so they saw this little tic tac thing just zigzagging, like it's not moving and following any laws of gravity, of just flight. And it dipped into the water and then just came right back up 2 seconds. It was in 20,000 feet in the air. And they're like, we have no idea how
It reminds
this
me of that
happens.
movie. What movie did we watch? Everybody watch where it was like those things underground and they just, underwater.
Little
and they
Mermaid.
were like, no, it wasn't Little Mermaid.
Avatar?
No, fuck, I didn't watch Avatar. Oh my God, why can I not remember?
In Too Deep.
No.
Finding Nemo. Shark's Tale.
Black Panther too.
That was close. Black Panther 2.
Remember that one part where it was like the guy, it was like this
What's his name?
brown guy that like ran the
Tukal? Kukukal. Yeah.
underground
In
thing
my
and how
projects,
they just
Kukukal.
shot out and then they just go crazy and fuck shit up and then go back underwater and there's like a whole life and shit.
Yeah. People are saying those are based off real
Mermaids or something?
and how they move. There's it's Australia. Can't remember what coast where they see them like crazy. And Andrew Schultz went there, and he went surfing there. And when people saw him in the water, like they're like, "Yo, come back! Don't go over there! Don't go over there!" And like they were telling him the stories about people getting pulled in by mermaids and just like
Damn, y'all cut
It's
it.
not the Nigerian mermaids, the one. You ever see them fake?
Oh no!
The Nollywood
The
mermaids.
Nollywood mermaids.
Oh wow.
Oh, those are so
Yeah.
bad.
Please, we gotta post that though. You ever see them? She's just lying there with a wig on. and
Yo,
just, like, the flap
so
is just going like
bad.
this.
Wow.
So bad.
Did you see in China they're trying to say that they have fake bears, humans in bear costumes?
I seen
at
that,
the
and I was looking at the
zoos?
bear like, is that a person or is it just anorexic? Like, what's going on? Like the bear's
Yeah.
like super thin. The fucking skin is sagging in the back like your pants are sagging, and he just stands up and he's just like, "Yo,
Yeah.
Really?
yo,
Yeah.
send me something."
thought
But
that
I've
was
seen
the-
bears wave tons of times.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was going
Yeah,
on.
I just
it's that
watched a video of
that
like
Japanese
a
dog
baby
doing cosplay. Remember that one that you guys?
the person that
Yeah, that
paid
person-
$20,000 to look like a collie.
Border collie?
My
Whatever.
God. Bro, I thought, I saw that story. I thought it was like The Onion. Like, you know how it's like those satire
yeah.
or parody? I thought they were like making fun of trans people. And I was like, what's going on? That's a real guy.
Yeah. You know that there's actually
That's the greatest work I've ever seen. He's an artist.
It looks
He's an
good.
artist.
Looks good.
$20,000 too. That's not bad, you know.
Bruh.
'Cause the
Niggas
way
are spending
that-
$5 million to look like Kim K. Ain't look like Kim W. That is insane. That is insane, bro.
So my sister again. I don't know how she. It's fucking
Your sister need to be the fourth co-host on this shit, nigga. That's crazy.
She told me how there's this couple, their like there's this guy, right? And his family was really obsessed with big cats.
I
right?
told this story.
I
told this story.
She told
on
me
here.
too.
The big cat with Catwoman, cat lady, and
Yeah, so
spent
she
the
started
surgery- yeah.
paying.
Oh wait, were you not? Was that
don't
last
know.
week? She wasn't here, right?
She wasn't
Yeah,
here,
yeah. We talked
Oh,
about her.
because
Yeah.
I was like, I swear it was my sister that told me.
yeah, no, Catwoman. I think we talked about it last week.
That she started to like, she's paid so much money to start looking like a cat, and then her husband was like, "Bro, what
You're
the
doing
fuck
too
are
much.
you
That
doing?"
much.
Like,
Too much. I don't want to fuck him. I want to shoot
Yeah,
him.
it's like I was talking about pussy, man. Like the fuck.
That's crazy.
We should
Speaking
call
of
this
pussy,
episode Alicia's sister. That's what I
I said, speaking of pussy, this guy says we should call this Alicia. I'm like, what the fuck?
you said it right before I was trying to
going
get to it, man. That was a weird intersect.
Speaking of pussy.
So I just left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up.
Oh, my
And
heart.
apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers.
No.
I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. You know, I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that I guess is out there for me. I mean, I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything that's right. I just get stood up. Like, my feelings didn't even matter.
Eating dinner
Sitting there eating a meal by myself.
Oh, when he said that, imagine eating dinner by yourself while flowers are just waiting.
Sitting
you know?
on the table. So everybody knows you're not dolo.
Everyone knows you got stood up.
Everybody knows, bro. It's worth when you're beat, too, because it's like,
Poor guy.
Yeah.
if you're attractive and you're sitting in that position, they're like,
It's like, whatever.
You'll find another. He'll find another. If I see a nigga and he's like, he dripless, I'm like, this might have been the only one this month, brother. Like, I feel bad.
And you know when Keke Palmer like responded,
Oh,
and
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, "Da-da-da," I hate that the first thing that came to my mind was like, oh, I hope her husband doesn't get jealous. You know?
It's not her husband, and
Or
she's now
baby
single.
dad. Oh, extra girl, be exclusive.
I don't know if it is.
I feel like we all know this.
Did that? So that was it?
She did a performance, said some shit, but she also did like a TikTok recently where like it was like one of those voiceover things that she made. Oh, she remixed "Sexy Red Pound Town," and she made it like this wholesome tune, but like, and she slipped in there. She's single, so I was like,
Yeah, people are saying that they unfollowed
getting
each
broken
other
up
like, right
with
after.
because of Twitter is crazy. Just because of a Twitter like you didn't even need to send that. That's so wild.
Sorry, X. It's X now. It's X.
Nigga, you guys can call it the ACC. You guys can call it Scotiabank. I call it the ACC.
No, but that's kind of ironic. He
Oh,
became
I
the
was like,
X
why the
on
fuck are
X.
they doing
Kiki with the branding. But this guy, what rubbed me wrong about the Kiki comment is like, you're not gonna date him. And all you women that are acting like,
What comment?
Oh, these are such nice guys. These are the guys you guys are blah blah blah.
Wait, I'm confused. He said Kiki comment?
Kiki commented on it, saying like, sympathizing, like, oh, this world is cruel. Keep your head up, blah blah blah. I'm like, so you gonna give brother a chance? He sounds like a good guy, doesn't he? You know what I mean? Like tons of women online,
You
capping,
know what?
just capping.
She already gave the.
That guy wasn't beat. Come on, don't do that.
He's not B, but he's not.
He's not a breadwinner.
Yeah.
He ain't a boss.
Yeah.
See, woman? You see, woman?
I'm just saying.
You see, woman?
I'm just saying that she already gave
Oh, no,
the person.
what less?
She already gave him a chance.
Oh,
now
no.
she's got to listen to Uncle Steve Harvey and see if he might be right.
Oh, my
He did
God.
write a book, Think Like a Man. So
That book sucks. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Lori should have wrote it.
well,
I've just
that's
felt
who
really
she
bad
learned
for this
from.
guy because I've seen this guy so many times in my life, man, and it's like,
So is this how he gets his fame? to
well,
claim?
this is the thing, right? Like on the one hand, I feel bad for him, but on the other hand, I don't, because you're a grown man. That's first of all. I understand loneliness, different beast, right? But in terms of making wiser decisions to not set yourself up in this predicament, I feel like there could have been more vetting done. And
It is
that-
also LA though, man. LA is a
Is it
different
LA?
beast. They were talking about LA women. And it's just like the dating scene in Los Angeles in general, and like
destitute.
it's destitute. It's hard to really have a successful relationship in a place like LA, which by the way, shout outs to Ryan. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a narrative if you are chasing a certain lifestyle. I don't believe that to be true because we've met people in LA. Like we know cool people in
Yeah.
LA.
And-
especially people who are born in LA.
Yeah.
They're always the coolest. And so if he's a native of LA, he should know where to find LA people. And if he's not, if he's looking outside of that, you're setting yourself up for failure. Sometimes niggas shoot way above their pay grade.
Yeah.
It's just you got to call a spade, nigga. You got to know your lane.
I want to know I'm waiting for the girl that that stood him up to come out with a follow-up
She'll
video,
never. She'll never.
Yeah, because she will get fucked
She'll
over.
get
No.
flambéed.
No,
Ostracized.
she could. And she could potentially out if he was like some type of jackass or whatever, you know, and been like, I feel like I'm better off not meeting him. Because you never know. If she could make him look like he's actually the bad person, then people would sympathize with her.
I would understand that if she
'Cause
showed
that
up.
happened before.
I would understand that if she showed up, but for her to agree to go out with him would lead me to believe that everything was all right up until that point. Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't have agreed to go out.
And what if she was also just kind of like, I'll go on a date with you because I feel bad.
It's a pity thing.
A pity thing, and like he got all excited thinking she actually likes me, but you know, a lot of people are saying, hey, but this might have been a blessing in disguise. She might have not been good for you. So it's a good thing you didn't fall in love with her some more, only for her to break your heart. Like, it's a good thing it happened then and there. Because if she's that type of person, then who knows what she would have done if you guys went any further.
But what if she got in a car accident? What if she
That's
was
what I was
shot?
thinking.
You know,
What if she was sick?
What if
couldn't
he
get to the
posted
phone?
that
The question
for-
I was asking.
What if he showed up on the
Fake.
wrong day?
But let's say like all these people now start
Wrong
coming and
time,
saying,
wrong
hey, I'll
place.
date you. I'm cool. Like, boom. Now, what if he's the guy that's like, actually, I don't know if I'd want to date you because you're not my type. Or like, now he has all these opportunities of women coming for him. He's going to be the one that's going to be picky now. You know
This
what I
is
mean?
my thing though. Like, especially when it comes to black men like this, it's a very specific case. Like, I don't think it's much like anything else because, first of all, you're constantly told date within your race. But the girls in your race don't like niggas like this. They like the bosses. They like the breadwinners. They like the good-looking guy that's drippy, all this status stuff, right? And then you have these type of guys that either go to white women and get fetishized and aren't really loved for who they really are. They're just fetishized. And then you have the other end of the spectrum where they become passport bros.
I was just going to say.
This nigga gonna fly out to Thailand tomorrow.
He's going to Thailand. He's going to DR.
You know what I
he's going
mean?
to go one of those
and then
places.
now when you're that, women are getting at you like you're a deviant pervert for going to where you're wanted. That's where I don't understand the passport bros
think
thing.
that-
I think there's some passport bros that obviously abuse passport broism, whatever that shit is, right? There are men that go out there and just take advantage of young girls, poor women, all that stuff. We're not gonna discount that. But there's also guys like this who literally they just can't find nobody in their country that wants them. Plain
They're
and
not
simple.
trying to look throughout their country. I don't think that all black women just want somebody that is a boss, that looks great, that's drippy and all this stuff. There's a large amount of people that are fine with an average person who just
But I'm
goes
saying-
to work and comes home. Who are you trying to go after?
Is not going
saying
after those ones.
Keke Palmer wouldn't want him.
But that's my point. He wants a Keke Palmer. So if he can find that in a different country, why are we getting mad at him? If he can go to Thailand and find him a Keke Palmer, why are we getting mad at that guy?
So are you saying he has to lower his expectations if he wants
That's
to
what
find
they're
a thing?
saying. He has to lower what he wants when no woman would ever do that. No
sure-
woman ever would want to lower what they set out for themselves because somebody told them they're not good enough to do that. Fuck no. Yeah, right.
I think that eventually, so maybe when a woman is younger, they fantasize about having X, Y, and Z type of person, right? A baller, rapper, or whatever. And then I think as they get older and realize how life actually works, that's when they start lowering their standards. When it's really like,
But dating
I
under
don't even know if we should call it lowering.
it's
Maybe
not.
just
That's why I
being
said
more
like
open-minded.
quotations.
I would
It's
say
not even
de-
open-minded. It's just
dating under
realizing
desperation.
No, but it's realizing what the average life really is. There's not enough ball players and rappers and whatever to go out for
There's
everybody.
that percentage they just talked about the other day where it's like women want a man that's over 6 foot, makes over 100K, I can't remember, drives and has his own place. And they're like 7% of men fit under that category. Yet 80% of women want that type of man. So it's like
That's so fucking.
it's
What a
crazy.
crazy disparity.
But women are taught that that's okay. Whereas men are taught, no, lower your shit. And women are only forced into that position when a biological clock comes into play. When they want to make babies and time is ticking and running out. So it's like, it's for men. I don't feel like it's the same. They're not told to lower their standards for the same reasons. It's completely different things. One is God, that is shortening the clock, and one is, nigga, you just not good enough.
I feel men naturally have low standards already, though. You know,
Bro,
like just can I stick my penis in you? Sick, let's go. You know,
this is what I'm saying. And if niggas can't make room with that, like, what are we doing here? So it's like, I'm not. Trust me, I do judge men that go to different countries and pursue women because I really do feel like there's just a way to develop how you speak to people. There's a way to learn charisma. There's a way to learn all these things. I don't think these things are special God-given talents. I think these are all trained tools. If you have charisma, you've been training your whole life
Somebody's
to be
been helping
charismatic.
you from when you're a kid.
Yeah, you
Maybe
didn't
they
even
were
know it.
Talking, like showing you how to be confident and be outspoken.
Will Smith.
You know what I mean?
Watching Fresh Prince for me was like, oh, I got to be like that. That guy gets all the girls.
Riz is not inherited; it is developed.
Facts.
Yeah.
It's not some kismet. It's not some magic. Like,
It's not genetic. Well,
Yeah.
it's slightly genetics through physicality, but like
we've seen
You gotta learn.
we've seen niggas that on paper should not be with the woman they're with a million times. And like, if you even if you want to go as far as television, the media, men have been trained to shoot above their pay grade. Name a sitcom where the guy is just as good looking as his wife. I can't name one. The guy is always just some chubby dude or some regular average guy. His wife is a bombshell.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
All of them. Oh,
That's the only one. That's the
a good
only one.
But that's a movie.
That's a movie.
That's a
Okay,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
Sitcoms where it's like you're in their homes every night
What
and
is
you're
it,
showing
like,
a family dynamic.
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy, his wife,
Al Bundy,
better
Al
than
Bundy.
him. Everybody loves Raymond, his wife, better looking than him. Uncle Phil, Aunt Vivian, better looking than him. Go
Yeah,
down
but-
the list.
When you think about it,
the Winslows.
weren't all these
Yeah,
They're perfect for each other. That's what I'm saying.
I see why you said that.
I was like, they seen the bench. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
And good times.
I was just gonna say that maybe, but these men might have been wholesome providers that checks off their box, even though
yeah.
they don't look the way that they do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So then
No.
it also comes down to personality.
Personality, exactly.
Because a lot of times these men who don't have shit and don't look good, their personality also sucks. So it's like, what the fuck? Why am I going to waste my time?
There's certain
If
dynamics.
you're not going to provide in any single way, why am I going to even be with you? Like,
provide in any single way. What do you mean? Like,
provide financially, if you aren't a good person, if you cheat on me, like just a bunch of different things. If I feel like you can't be good in at least one aspect of it, then why am I going to even bother?
And
with
think about it,
you?
pimps are always ugly. When was the last time you seen a good model-esque pimp?
Snoop Dogg had his time.
Is he
good looking?
model-esque? Do you think
Back in the day, like 90s.
is he considered model-esque, Snoop?
I don't think
He has an interesting
he's
look.
charming.
He's charming.
Very
But
charming.
I'm talking physicality.
Physicality.
Like, do you look at when was the last time you seen a good-looking model-esque? And I'm talking like they look like they could be in the front cover of GQ, and they were actual pimps. Is Don Juan DeMarco a
don't know who that
good-looking
is.
freaking?
Cat
Or,
Williams.
no, sorry, not Don Juan.
Cat Williams
Magic
is
Don
short.
Juan, Cat Williams. All the pimps that you see, even in film, they're slightly grotesque, but they just have riz.
vernacular.
Vernacular. They have
Yeah.
the ability
They
to
know how to sell
manipulate.
something.
You know, they're and that's where I'm just like, is it really your looks as much
It's
as
not.
it is your ability
Your
to
personality.
It's not your
Yeah.
finances. It's none of that. It is you as a person. Like
Yes.
your ability to speak, your ability to read the room, your ability to do use initiative. Like the amount of stock that women put into mind reading. If you can't read the room, you're never gonna win. Like you got to be able to read the room to anticipate what she's gonna need next and what she wants to happen next. Because you have these guys that will be great guys, but don't know when to reach over for the kiss. Don't know when to do the
it's
things at
so
appropriate times, or they
awkward.
make it super awkward. Like a part of that, it's a lot of pressure on men because we have to do so much up front to impress that women don't have to do, right? The onus is on us in a lot of ways. Women don't have to be smooth with the sex. Women don't have to be smooth with the kiss. They don't have to be smooth with the manners and pulling out the chair and making sure you're standing on the right side of the road. And they don't have to think about any of these.
Is there such thing as female chivalry?
Fuck no. What do women do for men?
I guess it would be.
What do women do for men?
What do women do for men chivalry-wise?
Female
Like,
chivalry would
really?
be, I guess it would be motherly, some sort of motherly, caring.
But that's like...
It's a nurturing aspect.
Yeah.
It's a nurturing aspect.
It's
as
not a
opposed to
requirement. It's not mandatory. If they don't do it, no one's getting at them for doing it. Anything nurturing seems like initiative, and you didn't have to. It's a bonus. Whereas you're required to pull out that chair. You're required to hold the door. You're required to open her door. You're required to stand on the right side of the sidewalk. You're required to be nice to the waiter. You're required to be nice to her. You're required to do
We're required
Because these
to
are
look
the
good.
That's what it is.
That's a lot of
I've
effort.
accepted the terms
That's
and
a lot
agreements.
of effort, though.
I've accepted the terms and agreements. You ain't got to convince me. I pressed agree. I didn't even read.
To look good.
I didn't even read. I said, pussy at the top? Okay. That's it. Like,
We have to make effort in how we look.
click the box.
just click the box. Not the box. Oh, my God. What else happened this week? Cardi's arm. Tom Brady with it. Like,
Cardi? Like
yeah.
Cardi B?
That accuracy,
No.
the power, and the aim. It was just...
If we're talking a real football arm,
the mic.
Saweetie got an arm. She could throw a fucking spiral.
Oh, yeah, I seen that, actually.
Yeah, her
But-
grandfather.
And she could catch it.
Her grandfather's a fucking
Football player.
NFL player.
NFL player, and
Yeah.
her uncle is literally the coach of the 49ers or something like that.
Oh,
She
shit.
better know how to fucking throw.
But seeing Cardi whip 2 microphones in the same day in 24 hours, that's...
I was
She's
wondering if that
brave.
second video was real or if it was the same day, really. Like, I almost feel like it was a different day. Cause I'm like, why would she do that twice? She's moving like Jocelyn out here. That shit was crazy because there was a video that came out afterwards of her asking people to throw water on her because it's so hot.
Yeah. But she said at her pussy, not her face.
Well, also, they were throwing water. The homegirl threw a cup of water
Scissor.
and ice. Like,
Water.
mad
Was it?
ice.
Was it water? Maybe
Nah,
it was
I
I
alcohol.
don't even know what it was, really. Yeah, it might have been vodka or whatever. But you could
on.
tell the girl immediately regretted it.
I'm sorry.
I was dying. And now the girl's suing her.
Yeah. Well, because...
No, she didn't hit the girl that hit her. She hit the girl beside her.
Yeah.
Did
the
she?
girl
There's a
that she
video
is
of her
suing.
recording just the performance and stuff, and she was just like, when you're just watching Cardi B and all of a sudden you get hit with the microphone and then the camera goes like all over the place because she got
Wow.
hit.
Damn, Cardi.
I guess
Battery.
Cardi she had to be very specific. Well, she did. She said, throw water on my pussy. Then she's like, oh, after she's like, she threw the shit in my face. I didn't say my face. I said my pussy.
Well,
And
she's
I'm
going to
like-
get in trouble because regardless of whatever was thrown at her, they're going to be like, you hire security to handle these things and blah, blah, blah.
And the
So-
security barely did anything.
And I don't know-
It took them a long time. And
Is she still on probation?
No, I don't think she is. Or maybe.
Because she worked off that community service
Yes.
months ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that nullified everything, if that was it, but she has prior
Has
charges,
anything-
so that's not going to be
Has
good.
anything came out about Offset punching that guy in the strip
That was
club?
very old. That was an old video.
Oh, it was old.
Yeah, that was an old video. That was like 2020.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Man, that was like a real wind up too. Like,
Yo, that's one of my worst nightmares is getting hit and having absolutely no idea I'm about to get hit.
Yeah.
That nigga was having the time of his life. He in the booth turning up with his friends. And
Yeah, that's
bow!
when you get knocked the fuck out.
black.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked. Oh man.
Well, I hope
We
she
want to
doesn't get into
congratulate
much-
Norm.
Congrats. I don't know why.
Staying sober.
oh, thank you.
Nice.
Doing his thing, man.
Hell yeah, baby.
Holding it down.
Well, I
getting
don't wanna-
that runner's high.
I don't want to say sober.
Okay.
Because I still do shrooms in here. And, I still...
But I mean sober in terms of you're being more responsible with weed because you're trying to figure out where it fits in your life right
It was
now.
I'm handling my addiction is what it is. I wanted to get it. People are like, oh, congratulations on quitting. But I'm like, I didn't quit. I shifted my love and dedication for one thing and moved it towards other things. Because I don't think you could ever quit things or like just get rid of something. You just have to either replace it with something or just shift the focus.
Oh, you could quit.
Well, I don't even like the term quitting because it has a negative connotation to it to me. It's a matter of like starting anew.
I feel like weed is still beneficial to you. You just got to find out how. So that's why you don't want to say quit because then you would put up a false expectation of like, oh, I'm not. But
Then
I
you
think
relapse.
Yeah,
Well, I understand
I
the
commend you for
medicinal-
posting today though,
Thank you so much.
because
man.
I feel like you've never done that while doing this, and I feel like when you post, it's like posting. You're going to the gym and you have
kinda
a goal.
accountable.
People
Accountability.
can keep you accountable publicly now. It's not just your circle of friends. It's
Not
wherever
just
you
us
go.
and Gravy Gang. When
Yeah.
we talk about it, you know.
And so you see everywhere you go now, people are gonna be like, Norm, like I'm so proud of you. You're not gonna want to let them down because of how proud everyone is of you, right? And like, I think it was very brave of you to make that post.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
man.
man. You know, I was really thinking about it, and I was like, do I want to post this? But like, even when I was posting my friends, because it was really like, oh, I have so many really dope photos with friends and whatnot that I want to post. But I'm like, what am I gonna type as the caption? And it just naturally came out as I was typing it, and I was reminded. I always remind myself to say something that's positive and reinforcing to what I'm trying to do, as far as like how like the self-betterment of myself. Like I just want to make sure that I'm reminding myself that there's a reason why I'm doing this. Because normally I'd be like, I would always say, I want to smoke so bad, or I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that, and I would focus on what I wish I could do as opposed to like what I'm actually trying to do. And yeah, so even, you know, I tell people like, I feel so good that I didn't smoke today. And sometimes I feel weird saying it, but I'm like, no, I have to remind myself that this feels good, and have to that positive reinforcement that I'm doing the right thing, as opposed to as opposed to always saying, I missed this, or I want to do this. One day I'll come back to it. It's like, no, just keep on saying the other side of the other side. I don't know if I'm like articulating my.
No, I
myself
get what
right,
you mean.
I just have to keep on giving myself positive reinforcement that what I'm doing is right, and not worry about what I'm missing out on.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
'Cause
Focusing
normally
on
I'd always worry about like, oh man, I could be smoking right now. I
Yeah.
wish I could smoke, but I'm like, now it's like, Norm, you did it. Another day went by. You didn't smoke, and you're not craving. Feel good about how. About remembering that person's name. Like you remember that person's name, Norm.
Focus on the benefits, yeah.
You didn't smoke weed.
Yeah.
Right? And I know it's all little victories. I'm just like trying to write my dubs. And
Is your head clearer?
Yo, 100%, bro. Because it's also like there's so much intention involved in it. Like I'm very intentional in everything I do, even like looking at people in their eyes when I'm talking to them and making sure I say their name at the beginning and say their name at the end of the interaction, so that there's no more excuse. I can't be like, I smoked too much weed, bro. I'm sorry, I forgot your name again. Like now it's like, okay, I have no excuse, so I better remember your name.
But you're just more present too, as well, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I know those times where like I don't smoke, especially if like I'm going out with people. I'm way more sociable.
Yeah.
Whereas weed will be like, you don't need to say anything right now. You could just chill.
Yeah.
But like when I'm not on it, I'm just like, like what are you getting up to? Like I'm just more interested in people.
100%.
I'm so much less interested in people when I'm high.
No, for sure, man. Because like you're just in your high. That cloud of smoke is there. And like one thing for sure was like I did the newbie night for the first time sober. Right? Or first time not on weed.
I seen you making faces that I've never seen you make on stage.
Bro, it just so happened Gina
The man
Yasher
did
was
one of his
there.
jokes that he normally does, and he added some faces to it that got more laughs, and I'm like, he never does that.
Right? But yo, to hear a compliment from anybody that came up to me, but specifically Gina Yasher,
Wow.
I was just like, I could actually really, really soak it in and have a reason as to why I deserve that compliment.
That's amazing.
'Cause
Gina
before-
Yasher, for those of you guys who don't know, amazing, legendary British comic, who was the originator of Russell Peters' Punani joke. Just like to point that out.
And, which, by the way, she's fucking hilarious. She bodied it so seamless. She was just so effortless when she was up there. But yeah, when she showed love, I don't know, it hit different from like when people are like, yo, you killed, you killed, that was great. But for some reason, I was able to really revel and sit in that victory and sit in that compliment and really say, yeah, you do deserve that compliment. You know, like, it's okay, Norm. Because normally I'm like, nah, I did all right.
So weed gives you imposter syndrome.
Weed gives me so much imposter syndrome because it makes me paranoid, wondering if I did it or not.
Did the
you know
weed
what I mean?
do it?
Was it the weed? Like, was I even at my fullest potential? Or
Well, that happens to a lot of artists when they're trying to get off a routine, especially when it has to do with drugs. Where it's like, was it the lean? Like, was that the reason I was good? Eminem went through it.
Yeah.
He's like, was it the drugs why I was good? Or like, do people still fuck with me? And there's countless stories like that. But it's like, I feel like once you get rid of the substance, it's so much clearer what your talents are. It's so much clearer what you're capable of. And it's like I compare it to Space Jam with the magic
special
stuff,
water.
the special stuff.
Special stuff.
And it was just water. You know what I mean? It's all a placebo effect. It's all a placebo effect. And you just got to put your mindset in the right place to achieve the right things, man. So I'm proud of you, brother.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that so much. You know, came a long way, man. Came a long way.
Good for you.
Thanks, Alicia. Now let's do shrooms.
I saw a tweet that said, ladies, what's the pettiest reason you've broken up with a man?
Oh, no.
This girl said he was sagging his trousers. Ew.
He brought me flowers to a date after 2 weeks.
You're dumb. You're dumb. He laughed at my makeup. Would you break up with a guy for laughing at your makeup? What about your ears?
Yes.
Yes, the ears.
You laughed at my makeup.
One person said, misspelled my name when it's on the screen. Said he was pooping when I asked how he was. It's Norm.
TMI.
Wouldn't stop sending memes at the worst times, like during a serious conversation. I asked him his hobbies and he said, billing up.
That's
is
definitely
amazing.
a breakable offense.
He was 39 years old. Oh my God. Yo, what's your hobby? Yo, billing up. Something late, you know what I mean? I don't think it's petty, but his steering wheel started to shake when he drove over 60 miles per hour. That is fucking petty, bro. That nigga couldn't touch the freeway. That's wild.
She dumped him because of his car's inability to handle the speed. That's fucking...
Well, there's women that will break up with you because you can't drive. As a man, why can't you drive?
So if his role... But what if the roles were reversed?
Women can't drive though.
No, but I mean saying, like, if you dumped a woman because she couldn't drive, would we be deemed assholes?
Well, it'd be an excuse because she'd be like, what did you expect of me? Like, the narrative already is that women can't drive.
Yeah.
My girlfriend proves it every day. I think I told this story before, but his belly button was too
still
big.
the passenger prince.
Hey, doing my thing. Milking it as long as I can. No, I'm actually getting a car by the end of this year for sure.
Nice. Do you even have your license?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, I got my license. I have my G2. Just now. As a man, why don't you have a G2?
Do you even have your G1?
Yeah, I have my G1. I've had it for 2 years now. I need to go because I keep getting told the driving school is going to lower my insurance by a lot. And then someone told me it's not going to lower it by, like, it's probably $50.
And it's only meant for you to get your driving test faster, so you don't have to wait the year.
Yeah, no. I've already waited the
waited
year.
it.
Fuck
You know what I mean?
that.
So you don't
I'm just
need it.
doing the test, yeah.
Also, if you really want to, just buy the certificate or whatever.
Certificate. Buy the certificate.
Scamming through life.
I broke up with him because he wore one of these. Norm.
Yeah.
Not the Norm hat.
Not the Michael Jordan
Not
dad
the
hat.
1940s new era.
My dad has wore some of those.
Oh, man. Not the common.
On the comment. Oh,
This girl
my
said he
God.
kept using the sad face emoji.
Yeah, that's petty. Over
That's
emojis?
the pettiest.
Over
That is
emojis?
the pettiest.
Why are you always sad?
As a man, why are you always sad? As a man, where's your
Why
joy?
are you always sad every day?
Oh my God. Niggas can't even be depressed, bro. That's crazy. Niggas can't even be depressed. What else happened this week? Yo, Alicia, what is a girl dinner? Yeah. Oh no, Leah's a backside. What is a girl dinner?
No, so why it started?
No, what is it?
I don't know. It could be anything.
That's
I said that I was eating my girl dinner and it was chili that I made. Like it could be anything.
That's not a girl dinner.
It's a joke though.
I thought girl dinner, what I read from the tweet is girl dinners are like, because you guys crave different tastes and flavors at certain times, you'll put together the most random
shit
combinations.
together. Well, that could be from the original video on TikTok was a girl who decided to say like, oh, I'm going to go make dinner. And she had this song, elaborate song that went with it. Girl dinner, girl dinner. And it had like different voices and shit. But that's how her whole TikTok is.
Yeah.
Whatever she's talking about, she sings it. And then there's other voices that go along with it. She makes a whole
I like that.
thing. It's actually really funny. I found it yesterday. I was like, yo, I'm following her.
That's
Like,
hilarious.
what? And so she was like, I'm going to put together my girl dinner. And so what she did was leftover Chipotle. She had
Some waffles.
Quaker mix something, like chocolate Quaker mix something. She got some peanut butter, a carrot. And then she had, I don't know, something
pregnancy.
else. So
She's
she just
pregnant.
she just put a bunch of things together and she just like ate it. And she dipped the carrot into the peanut butter and that was that.
Girl
And so-
dinner sounds like pothead dinner.
so it continued to like go on or whatever. And then people were like, oh, my girl dinner is like Kerry Washington and Scandal, popcorn and wine.
Oh.
Remember how she used
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
always eat that? And then, I don't know, fucking, what was it, KFC or Popeyes or something?
Women are lazy. That's
Nah,
what it
what are you
is.
talking
Women
about?
used to cook.
It was Popeyes? Yeah, they added a girl dinner. They added a girl dinner menu on Popeyes, and it was only sides.
Oh, yeah, I
there was
seen
no
that.
actual chicken.
I seen that. Yeah, it was all sides.
Yeah.
You know what's
With who?
funny?
With the girl?
Oh, she got paid? Amazing.
That's
I love that for her.
incredible. Wow.
I feel like
Is she black?
a girl's
Yeah,
dinner.
she is.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
But I feel like a
Black
girl's
girl.
dinner
I'll
is just
send you her
like
TikTok.
a girl's dinner is pretty much what a man's dinner has been. You know, like men will eat nothing. You know, a stick of beef jerky and wrapped in a
Yeah, niggas,
craft
this
single,
is
you know
lazy
what I'm saying?
dinner. It's not girl dinner. It's
Yeah,
lazy
it's just
dinner.
lazy ass dinner.
Niggas don't want to cook, so we threw some shit together. All these things I like individually, and now I'm having them together.
I mean, it's pretty much a child's dinner, child's Lunchables. You know what I
Facts.
mean? It's like
Lunchables. That's hilarious.
Do you want me to send you the video?
Yeah, please. Lizzo.
oh god. Speaking of girl dinners,
Wow.
I'm sorry.
You're fucking.
That was hilarious. Oh, man. No, you can say that now because she body shames her people.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh, is that what she's doing now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, she's doing way more than that. She's been berating her dancers and fat shaming them and also imprisoning them. Also making them do things sexually beyond their
Scope of work.
scope of work. Allegedly in Amsterdam,
like
she
that.
made
Scope of work.
She made some of them catch dildos out of sex workers' vaginas that were shooting out. Also, someone had to eat a bandana out of one of the sex
vagina?
workers' vaginas. One of her dancers who was visibly uncomfortable said she did not want to do anything with any of the dancers, and Lizzo kept
Forcing her
to
inappropriately touch or
to grope one of the
unwantingly
sex
touch
workers.
the person.
And she wouldn't do it, so Lizzo started a chant. And the girl said she's still not doing it, and Lizzo made the chant larger until the girl eventually did it, not happily, obviously. And Lizzo and her friends started laughing. She's publicly spoken about one of her choreographers, or one of the dancers' virginity, like being a virgin, and like just publicly talking about it. She's done. It's been a lot. There was one moment where she took everyone's cell phones, and because someone had allegedly recorded a meeting that they weren't supposed to, and she said nobody's getting their phone back until you guys fucking tell me who it was, blah, blah. The person fessed up to it, but said that they had only recorded it to get the notes for the performance. And she's like, there's nothing you can say that's going to make me fucking believe you. And she fired her on the spot. And the next girl with the phone, they wouldn't let her leave. Security wouldn't let her leave until he took her phone and searched for the video to delete it. And so that was where the imprisonment charge came from. So she's being sued for a litany of offenses. But the one that obviously stuck out.
She's going to be sued for a Lizzo of dollars.
The one that obviously stuck out is her fat shaming her dancers. When she experiences the same thing, advocates against it, is a strong figure in terms of representing for women who go through that every day. And this has put a huge stain on that. Like women were tweeting all day like, not Lizzo, no.
Are they going to come out with a Surviving Lizzo doc?
Shit. I hope not, because I don't think it warrants that. But at the same time, if a man did all this, fucking A. If Usher, y'all find out Usher making his dancers eat
she could blame
banana
them.
out of pussy and shit in Amsterdam and making people touch people's breasts and holding people in prison. And
I feel like she could just claim that she was deals with alcoholism or drug misuse.
I don't know, because now they're bringing up old songs where she's like referencing it. Like there's one line where she's talking about, I'm going to find it. She's talking about the suing specifically the suing. There it is.
Cause some hoes loose, yeah. Indy ain't no loose lips. Now them hoes tryna sue me. Bitch, I don't give two shits. All the had to cut some hoes loose, yeah. Indy ain't no loose lips. Now them
So
hoes
that's about
tryna sue me.
them recording.
Bitch, I don't give two shits.
Yeah, that was for press.
Was
Okay.
that? No, it's not press.
Not press. Rumors. Sorry. With Cardi B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
All the rumors are true.
she's
yeah.
very well aware, it seems.
Well, that
Even
one,
sober.
that one was probably about specifically. I think these are all separate incidents,
She
right?
got no. These are well, it's separate incidents, but the lawsuit is all in one. It's two girls suing her. At
No,
once.
so like I never heard about the. I heard about the sexual stuff. I never heard about the recording something.
It all came out today in an article. I read the whole article today.
So maybe that one was already pending. Like that one was already in the
not too
works.
sure.
Because I don't think there's the same incident. I think one is just like the sexual things that happen in Amsterdam and being fired with no real reason. So that one could have been.
It's the same girl though.
Is it?
One of the girl that was recording is the same girl that she made grope the dancer. It's the same. It's the same
Ariana
woman.
Davis or something?
Yeah. It's the same woman. So I don't know, man. It's
gonna be a big lawsuit.
I'm trying to think. Was she on that reality show that she had? The Lizzo's what are they called? Fat Girls something. Her dancers. That's what it's called.
That was a reality show?
Yes.
I only know about the Lizzo, I think, documentary.
No,
it's the only one I saw.
She had Watch Out for the Big Girls. It was on
Oh, and
Prime.
the Big Girls is her production company name.
No, it's the Big Girls are her dancers. That's what she calls her dancers, Big Girls.
She's already ahead of everything. She's about a few steps ahead.
It's called Lizzo's Watch Out for the Big Girls, and it's GRRRLS.
Yeah. Yeah, her production company is Big Girl. So that's what I knew. It's not her dancers.
but no,
her
but she
production
called
company is
no.
Big Girl, Big Touring. It's right here.
But she calls her dancers
I don't doubt
Big
that.
Girls.
I don't doubt that. I'm just saying that that's also the
I
production
don't know
company.
about that, but like the point of the show, the reality show was a competition to become one of her big girls and become one of her regular dancers and shit like that. That's what it was.
I'm trying to see if it's the same suit. Miss Davis and Crystal Williams.
I'm looking. She was on.
Yeah, they were on the Amazon reality show.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Ariana Davis. She was on it. I remember. I remember her. I don't think.
there's a third.
Yeah, it said that there's 3 people.
Noel Rodriguez, who was in the Rumors video.
Oh, okay.
Full circle, man. This shit crazy, bruh. Yeah, at the club, Lizzo allegedly began inviting cast members to take turns touching the nude performers, catching dildos launched from the performers' vaginas, and eating bananas protruding from the performers' vaginas. The suit says Lizzo then turned her attention to Miss Davis and began pressuring Miss Davis to touch the breasts of one of the nude women. Davis declined, according to the suit, and Lizzo allegedly led a chant goading her to do so. After Davis declined 3 more times, the chant grew louder and more strident, demanding a visibly uncomfortable Miss Davis to engage with the performer. When Davis eventually acquiesced and briefly touched the performer, the group burst into laughter, the suit says. Lizzo allegedly pressed a member of her security staff to get on stage and began yelling, "Take it off," according to the suit. Yo, bro.
These words strident and
bro, if this is wow. If this was a man, bro.
Based off of the show, I'm trying to like remember because I did watch. I feel like this girl was more conservative
Than
in
the rest
everything.
of the group?
Yeah.
So
Because
she
in her throughout her audition, I feel like she was the one that was more conservative about it, and she was having a hard time tapping into whatever she needs to fucking tap into, maybe her sexiness or whatever. But she did make it through and became one of the big girls.
And then also one of her choreographer is also involved in this.
Tanisha Scott.
Not Tanisha Scott. No
Because she
way.
was on the show. She was the choreographer for the show.
I think the religious harassment is connected to Quigley, somebody named Quigley, the dance captain who also worked as a judge on Lizzo's reality show.
Oh, yeah.
According to the suit, she preached her Christian beliefs and took every opportunity to proselytize to any and all in her presence, regardless of protestations. After discovering that Davis was a virgin, Quigley discussed the subject in interviews and posted about it on social media. And when cast members asked her to stop pressuring Rodriguez, whom Quigley regarded as a non-believer, according to the suit, about her faith, Quigley responded, "No job and no one will stop me about talking about the Lord."
So Ariana was a virgin, right? That's what they're saying, that Ariana was a virgin.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure I remember
yes.
that in the show, that she...
Which would go in line with the conservatism.
Yeah.
And which is why she wouldn't want to grope someone's breast in Amsterdam or eat bananas out of someone's vagina. That's insane to know that about someone and still force them to do that. It's like, ugh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
she's the rap Ellen DeGeneres.
Did Ellen DeGeneres do that?
Well, just everyone thought she was a nice woman, but she was a
she was. Everybody thought she was an advocate. Yeah. Fired her in a hotel lobby. Wow. Yeah, it's just a lot. This is just a lot.
Oh, the girl that they're hiring, Crystal, she didn't even finish the show. I remember that a couple episodes in, Lizzo's like, "You're fucking amazing. You're on tour with me right now." And hired her right away. And so she didn't even get to compete in the show because Lizzo loved her so much. And she's one of the people that are also in the lawsuit.
Wow. Suing or getting sued?
No, I guess suing.
Oh, okay. Wow.
She's a part of the three.
Things took a turn for the worse. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. I'm not the hugest Lizzo fan. I'm not really like I don't consume.
Yeah,
you're dumb. I don't consume her music.
We've been there. We've heard this.
I don't consume her music. You're dumb.
You're the one saying I'm just
No, I'm
laughing
looking
at
at your face light up every time I say a pun.
It's quite the heavy situation to be
Oh
in.
my gosh.
Yeah, this is where we end this. Thank you guys. Another week. Bana this week. My
Yes.
birthday.
A big
Saturday, parade day.
Boop, boop,
We
boop,
going
boop.
up. Thursday, I got Cozy at night. That's going to be a fun party.
Nice.
Friday, we got Tantalization with Femi. That's going to be mad fun. That's at Lobby. Saturday, excuse me. I'll be at the parade. Probably super early and then leave. I'm hosting at Lavelle, Hooding. Shout out to Forky. Nighttime,
The Make Way.
yeah, Make Way event. That's a private thing. Sunday, Soho. And I might
Rhythm and
go
rum.
to
Rhythm and
Blocko
rum.
first, and then go to.
Same. We have the same Sunday.
I'm doing Blocko
And
for
Saturday
sure.
night.
Blocko's gonna be crazy.
I don't know about
Yeah,
for sure
Blocko's
for me
fun.
because man, there's gonna be a lot of alcohol this weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna make it out of bed and make it out into the sun.
So
in
my first day back to work off of my maternity
Monday?
leave is Tuesday.
Oh.
'Cause Monday's a holiday.
Thank God.
But I'm working. So I'm going to be moderating a conversation for the Manifesto Summit. They are having this like all white boat party, but it's also like the summit. They're going to have a couple of discussions. And
That's Monday?
Yeah, it's Monday. And it's on a boat.
Sick. River Gambler.
I don't know. I don't know.
River Gambler.
But yeah, I'll be talking to like Master T, I think Mel Boogie, somebody.
Tell
and
Master
somebody
T we
else.
need him on the show. Tell him I emailed
I
him
have-
3 times in the past 5 years.
No, he told me.
But tell him.
I told you.
But
He
tell
knows.
him what I told you.
Apologize.
I talked to him,
Nah, that ain't good enough.
and he said he wants to. And I
good
told
enough.
you to resend the email.
Nah.
So that it,
Search for that.
Okay.
I'm joking, sir. Sir. You're a king, sir.
What up, soulmate?
So
I'll
yeah,
definitely
if
look for
if anybody wants to know more about music, it's about celebrating 50 years in hip hop. The panel that I'm on is called Hip Hop Evolved with Master T, DJ Mel Boogie, and Rochelle Jackson. And then there's an independent artist in music discussion with Kwame Boyson
That was Kwame
and
Brown.
Deja SB. And then it's moderated by Shans Ashley.
Big up Shans. Shans.
There's food and drink. So yeah.
I'll be selling water for $5 a pop.
Nice. That's
Nice.
very
Dufferin?
cheap. That's very cheap for Bana standards.
Yeah.
It's about $7 minimum. About $7 minimum still.
I'll just be going to all the parties you guys are going in, hoping that you guys can get me.
Yeah, you guys coming to my parties? You guys coming to my birthday?
Hell yeah, birthday party
Which
tomorrow.
one is your birthday party?
Both.
All of them. All
On
of them.
I do
Saturday?
Sunday every year, and then Saturday I'm definitely doing it because it's my actual birthday.
Okay, but which party is actually your birthday party?
Oh, which
Wedding
day is
one?
my actual birthday? Is
It's on the Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday is my actual birthday.
So you're saying that we should all come to Laval for
If you want, or you can
wedding?
come to Sunday.
So
I do both.
I'm gonna try to come to. Well, no, I am coming. I'm not working. Rhythm and Rum.
If you're coming to Rhythm and Rum, if you're on the guest list, just know there are 2,000 other people on the guest list. It is first come, first serve.
Yeah.
We do listen.
And it's so
This guest list just
small.
gets ridiculous every year. Like the first year was 250 people, roughly. Last year was fucking. I don't even. It was like 500 people inside, and we turned away like 300. This year, 2,000 people on guest list already, and that's not including the people who are just gonna show up.
Why wouldn't anybody cap that?
For why? Cap it? We did cap it, but like
2,000?
2,000 people aren't getting it.
2,000.
Yeah, but we've also sent out that it's first come first serve, which everybody knows. Every year it's the same thing. It's a free party. It's RSVP, so it's not like tickets and no one can complain. It's not like you bought tickets and couldn't get in. No, it's free. So if you don't get in, you don't get in. Last year it's supposed to end at 7. I think we ended at 10:30. Shit was just bananas. This year I anticipate the same shit. And yeah, man, I'll be very drunk if you see me on the road.
Nice.
Thursday, I'll be hosting the Justice Fund Summit, and that's OVO 40's.
Big up Olivia Chow.
Hopefully, I get to shake Olivia Chow's hand, not like our.
Hey, we're not gonna.
How he dissed you twice?
He dissed the man, dissed me twice.
Not once, but twice.
Twice.
I'm not gonna give that guy no airtime, man. Who waste you?
Philandering ass ex-mayor.
Geriatric bitch. All right, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Another one. Another classic. Thank you guys so much. I'm Marlon.
I'm Norm.
I'm Alicia.
And that was the extra gravy.
Caribana creeper.